How about now? I bet you can hear me now. Stupid settings and Streamlabs obs. Man, it gets me every single time. Yeah, if it's coming through crisp and clear now, I think I've got it all figured out and we can get the show on the road here. Yeah, I'm showing no issues on my end. I can see everything moving as it should. Cool, cool. So yeah, guys, welcome back for Season 8. This is so exciting and I am so freaking stoked to have this back in my life right now. Oh, I can't wait for more CPL. So today, I'm going to be doing a double cast, and forgive my poor overlay skills. The Group 18 and 31 swapped places, but yeah, there's your roster. It's going to be a total of 15 games. That's right, we're going for a little bit of a mini marathon here. But have no fear, I have the energy to do it. So in Group 18, we got DEATHSTAR, BAGELPIRATE, CAMODAZ against his will, PACKRAT, SHIVERSANDMILK. Group 31, STANEL, TARANACK, Return, SIRREF, and ZAKROM. Yeah, I know State Zero won't be very happy with how they're aligned either, but I am terrible at setting up streams. In my defense. You're going to take a look at the overlay that was given for CPL Season 8. I downloaded that, and I put the alpha transparency in, but the like the little versus chunk at the top is down a little bit, so it's going to look a little bit ugly, but I had to block the replay information, and I had to get the CPL 8 over top of the left side as well. But yeah, it's tough getting it all set up where it should be, and you know, I prepped for almost 2 hours and I still don't think it's all put together, and I don't think it's put together very well, but you know, I just wanted to join in bringing more of the content to the community, and you know, being a part of the casting community, and it's fun. It's fun. I like to have fun, and I think we all have fun watching as well. So let's jump into some StarCraft, yeah, shall we? Let's take a look here. We're going to jump right into Group 18. I'm going to go right down the list from what I have here, what I downloaded. And we have... our first game is going to be between DEATHSTAR and BAGELPIRATE. So I'm going to jump into that. Watch this. See this? See? Oh, look how ugly the overlay is. I'm sorry, you guys. This chunk right here is in the way. I don't know what to do because I gotta block the replay information, and this is aligned very nicely, but I couldn't get this to... I'm sorry. So anyway, jumping into the game, using ops, yes I am. Alt-Y hides the replay info. Maybe I'll just do that. Oh, check that out. Oh yeah. Maybe then I don't have to worry about it so much. Maybe I can do a quick adjustment on the fly then. Bring this up a little bit. Maybe if it's not too ugly. I'm such a rookie and a noob. Put it right in place. Maybe over... Alright, this is not working. This is... so I got, like, this part's crooked and this is covering the nameplates. Sheesh. I just want to bring semi-decent content. Yeah, if the elements were separated, like as in pieces by themselves, this wouldn't be too much of an issue. But anyway, we know who the players are, and if you don't, I'll go ahead and introduce them to you. In the lower right corner here, I guess this is from week 1, because it's on Polypoid. I was pretty sure I grabbed week 2 stuff, but if not, well, I guess I'm casting week 1 stuff. But this is going to be DEATHSTAR, our blue Zerg, and across in the lower left corner, in this beautiful magenta is Protoss. It's going to be BAGELPIRATE. They maybe just played the wrong map. I don't know. We'll see. It's supposed to be on Eclipse. Week 2 was supposed to be just Eclipse, but I downloaded it. It said week 2, so I'm going to cast it. So, opening for BAGELPIRATE here. Forge opening. Scouting probe in the base. It does scout that it was hatchery first. Gonna go ahead and drop down this gateway here. No cannons yet. There's our first cannon. No Nexus just yet, but with Hatch first, Nexus first is pretty plausible without the threat of Zerglings. But both players just getting their scouts off. Ooh, unfortunately BAGELPIRATE losing his scouting probe early on. Very painful. Because now he's going to have to play blind. And a blind Protoss can very quickly and easily become a dead Protoss. Drone just going to wander across the map here. We're going to take a look and see when this Nexus gets its timing put down. Taking the gas in the main before dropping that. Very interesting opening here. Cybercore as well. Yeah, for some reason really putting off dropping the natural Nexus. Maybe in favor of getting some sort of early Corsair play or something. Some other early tech out. DEATHSTAR going to go ahead and take this 3 o'clock for the third. Starting to saturate down here. And taking the gas. So this is starting to look like a pretty normal Zerg opening from DEATHSTAR. Which would just be, you know, your 3 base layer. Which would probably develop into a Spire, and then if you want to continue that standard path, a 5-hatch Hydra. These 2 Zerglings and Zealot are just going to walk right by each other. No concern for either, and yeah, 2 more just going to pass right on by. So I wonder if this is perhaps a mistake, just not seeing this and not treating this with the respect that it deserves, because a single Zealot in a Zerg base early on is either going to force a lot of Lings or get a lot of drone kills. But let's see what the Zealot can get done. Some good micromanagement, tucking it behind the mineral line when it's threatened. That's great. Lowers the surface area and creates very favorable trades for Protoss. And it does get picked off. But not without forcing a couple more Lings out, which is good. That'll hurt the Zerg economy. A second cannon coming down, and still no natural Nexus. Very, very interesting play. Here's the Stargate coming in. At this timing, that is quite early. And there we have it. There's our natural Nexus. Alright. Is the StarCraft sound doubled up? Let's take a peek. Oh, but I'll turn it up. I'll even put some music on for you guys. There you go. Hopefully that's better. If it's not, just let me know. I'll adjust it some more. Okay, we got a Sunken Colony and a Macro Hatch choking up the choke point of the natural for DEATHSTAR. I like this formation. This should make Zealots pretty tough to just barge right in and do whatever they want. Gonna go ahead and start saturation on the third here. These Zerglings, 7 of them, just chilling outside. This is great because he'll see any move out from Toss. And behind this, we just wait for more developments. The progress bar is visible. Hey, what was that shortcut again? To hide the progress bar. I think it was Alt and something, was it not? I thought it was Alt V, Alt Y. Huh. Okay, there it is. Sorry about that. Can you just move everything left? Yeah, I can accept it. It's all in one piece. It's one static overlay. The pieces aren't individual, but if I do, let me tinker. I think that's the best I can do without covering the clock. Because I think you guys probably want the clock visible so that you can see when things are happening. Okay, so let's jump back into some more analysis here. More static defense being put up, and I don't really see a plausible threat that would warrant this, but just playing on the safe side, you know, getting 2 Sunkens at the third, a Sunken at the natural. One thing that does cause a little bit of curiosity for me is that there's no layer just yet. So DEATHSTAR a little bit behind on the tech path. Zergling, stop taking credit for everything that I do. Hydralisk Den here, getting that range upgrade. And producing lots of Hydras, so it's starting to look like a pretty normal Hydra ZVP. And then meanwhile, I suppose Bagel Pirate will just sit here and power up as well, plugging out a couple of Corsairs, but not sending them across the map. I feel like this would be a great idea to just send these across, just to scout, just to see. And then we do have the Zerglings, you know, peeking at the front, checking how many Zealots. Probably doesn't see all of them. Only sees these front 3 here. +1 being researched, probes being made. Very, very standard looking game. Not a whole lot to say just yet. These speed lots do come out and pressure a little bit, take a life of a Ling. We have High Templar's art now. Everything's looking nice and steady for both players. But if it keeps going this way, I'm going to have to say I would give a lead to DEATHSTAR here on 3 base, just chunking these Hydras out. Unless Bagel Pirate super powers up, comes out with those High Templars and storms everything to death and wins the game. But I don't know. And you don't know. We're going to find out. More Hydras being produced. No more upgrades. No Evo chambers either. Okay, here's one. I lied. +1 missiles, about 3/4 of the way. Another Evo chamber here, another creep colony. Yeah, very defensive posture here taken by DEATHSTAR. Another macro hatch. Great Sim City too. This is really hard to just run up. And this is as well. Here come these Hydras. And they're going to team up with the Zerglings. And they're going to play some can we snipe that forge before we die game. So, I don't think Protoss saw anything of Zergs. But he seems to have some sort of ESP or psychic ability because the Hydras crept up and the cannons went down. Like you saw that, right? It's not just me. Like, I'm not saying map hack, but like psychic abilities. I'm going to see this pressure come in, and these Hydras are going to start laying down some fire. Finish that Zealot. Yeah, thank you. Alright. I'm going to pick this one off too. Here comes the Storm Defense. Not bad, not bad. Mushed up a little bit. Didn't kill any of them, but, you know, made them soft. And it looks like Bagel Pirate's going to try to push out here. Ooh, unfortunately does get the pick off on that High Templar. That always sucks. That's painful. But we do have another one with, well, 1.5 storms ready. I don't know if that'll be capable of taking on this Zerg army with +1 ranged weapons already done. Back at home, we're working on +2. We got these macro hatches firing off. Queen's Nest already starting. No lurker tech as of yet, though, which is interesting. I feel like this would be a great opportunity to utilize it if you had it. I stand corrected. I'm a terrible caster. There it is. Okay. 1 lurker. 1 lurker just to prove me wrong. And I'm catching this move out here. Wow. Just a dozen Zealots. Let's just move them across the map. Let's just go right for it. Does pick the correct location. It's going to find this Zerg base whenever he gets these troops up here. And I don't know. See, because these Hydras are hatching right now, and there's enough Sunkens here, I think. This won't be an issue. Alright, Bagel Pirate changes his mind. Starts moving south with these. He does have the Corsairs that did move out, but they're not very active. And meanwhile... Oh, that's unfortunate. That looked like the 4th drone right here. I mean, there's a huge army here for DEATHSTAR, and he's going to pull most of it back to deal with this. What an interesting play. Getting some drone kills too, even. But yeah, the Hydras being backed up here should be able to clean this up no problem. But this created an interesting opportunity. Even the Corsairs are getting in on the action. It does lose 1. And then there's a secondary fight here. Oh, another Templar sniped off. That kind of sucks. 2 more coming to reinforce. I gotta see the storms. There it is. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Guys, I'm getting chills right now. Okay, so Blue Zerg, our Death Star player here, is going to continue pushing in. This is a lot of Hydras. That's a lot of Hydras. And another nice Storm to soften up everything running in a line. And I think these cannons should be able to hold this front wave of Zerg, but with reinforcements it might get a little dicey. And we've got lurkers burrowed, just one lurker. But one is enough because it doesn't look like we have observers yet. In fact, I don't even see a robotics. Yeah. Okay, here it is. Here's our little guy. I just did that thing again. There we go. My bad. Cool, so yeah, 3 more cannons coming down. This looks like an easy hold. There's not reinforcements on the way or anything. There's kind of just Hydras scattered all across the map. 4th hatch being taken, 4th base at the mineral only here. Just lots of macro power coming out of Death Star. Starting to rebuild some of these drones that were lost here. More macro hatches even. Hydras with 2-1 upgrades. Things are looking pretty good for Zerg here because Zerg has full map control. Even more lurkers being made here. If these lurkers finish and get put into position for a contain, this could develop into a really, really bad situation for Bagel Pirate. He'll have to figure out a way to bust out with Storm or Reaver or something. That's a nice pick-off. Just send a couple Zealots out, pick off 1 stray lurker. Taking a couple of hits. Gotta choose whether or not to commit or back up. And in this case, definitely back up. There's lurkers and way too many Hydras. It's gonna chew you up. So here's the contain. Bit of a small contain, but a contain nonetheless. Many, many, many more Hydras being hatched. Many Hydra. Wow, such Hydra. Very wow. The siege is going to continue on Bagel Pirate's front. It's going to lose the Nexus and unfortunately loses that armor upgrade as well. Good Storm's coming down to defend. Ah, a hero moment for this Dark Templar, but unfortunately, yeah, Overlords were brought by Death Star. Already thought of that. Already covered it. Of course, they're not going to be able to push them back. Hydra's got that covered. Reinforcements on the way. Yeah, this is looking like a pretty rough game. And I don't know about this move out right here. This looks like it's just going to get slaughtered. Yeah, these lurkers. So, I think unfortunately we're going to see the end of Bagel Pirate sooner rather than later. We can't break out of this. And Zerg takes the rest of the map. Look, we got another drone going to take another base. Full macro firepower, like firing on all cylinders. Well, actually he's got a lot of larvae built up. Still. Lots of Hydras. Good number of lurkers. And what do we have at home here? Starting to gate up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I just don't know. I kinda know. I do know. This is a death sentence for Protoss. All we can do is wait it out as reinforcements trickle in. Lots of Hydras just trickling in. Build it up. This is tough. It's really tough to break, especially if you're trying to break it with Zealots. Wow, what a great Storm. Picks off 2 lurkers right there. Saves the Templar. Pulls the Zealots back. That was a good move. Well, this is pretty unfortunate. I just noticed that 3 of these cannons are unpowered because the pylon that was here was sniped off. But I don't know if Bagel Pirate knows that. Probably not. Otherwise he'd power them, right? So that could actually make or break this game. But this is a lot of Zerg. Look at this. Would you look at it? That's a lot of Zerg. Checking out the upgrades for Protoss ground troops. 1 on armor, 1 on weapons. Zerg, 2 on weapons, 1 on armor. Yeah, this looks... Double Storm! One more. Finish these 2 off. One more. We don't have the storms. We don't have it. More troops trickling in. Lots of Zerglings. Wow. Lots and lots of Zergling. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Death push. And now. And now. Alright, just going to continue the slow contain. Put lurkers in their spots. I feel like DEATHSTAR might not know that he could probably run this over at this point. And that's giving BAGELPIRATE a chance to beef back up, especially with all these High Templars. All these High Templars, just they're kind of unorganized. There we go. Right in a line, boys, down the ramp. Let's go. Yeah, finding out that these cannons are unpowered and worthless. It takes them out. Get some better pathing so the units can flow better here. So now the situation looks a little bit different. Things developed a little differently than I was expecting. BAGELPIRATE has been given another chance. But it's all going to come down to the storms, I feel. Oh, unfortunately, losing that observer. Got another one here, though, so it's not too bad. Are those Mutalisks? Oh my god, this game. Okay. There's a lot of options that DEATHSTAR has with these. Templar sniping, probe picking. Are those Guardian cocoons? What am I watching? This is awesome. This is only the first of 15 games. We got like all the Zerg units in the book. Got like huge standoff from standing armies. Another double storm. Wow, that's really good. That cut a lot of units. Here comes some action. Is BAGELPIRATE going to try to break out? Oh, don't storm your observer. You need this guy. Here come the Guardians. And upon seeing the Guardians, BAGELPIRATE leaves the game. I think I got a feel for him. Yeah, you see Guardians coming at you, and yeah, that's kind of a statement of where we're at in this game. Working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. Could have taken more, lots of high tech. Yeah, defilers were coming out. Yeah, this was for sure over. A bumbling band of cocoons. Cool. Let's go. Game number 2, Group 18. And scene. Ugh. Let me try with that overlay one more time. One more time. Shrink it a little bit. You go up. Now without pushing you over too much. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like this and then disable the... Yeah. That's it, boys. That's what you get. That's... Watch my ugly stream. Please. Thank you. Okay. Game number 2. On Eclipse, correctly this time, we have, in the top right, in the beautiful magenta Protoss, BAGELPIRATE once again. And his opponent in the lower left corner, always in a fancy purple suit. It's CAMODAZ. Pylon down, probe going back, so I think this means Forge expand, yeah? Yeah, boys? Okay, overpool for camo. There's our Forge, there's our Scout. So PVZ on Eclipse. You know, when I put that together in my head, it just screams 3-hatch Hydra. Like a 973 or something. I feel like this map is like the Hydra bust map, especially when Protoss is top right. Drop that hatchery. There it is. Okay, cannon first. Probe's in a pretty good spot. Should be able to monitor the larva. Oh well, if it was just a little bit over, you'd be able to watch and see what comes out. In this case, it's just going to be a Paralings. Okay, so going more towards the macro end of this opener for camo. Not going to put on too much pressure. Oh, it does cancel the cannon, Bagel Pirate does, and drops the Nexus early. I like that. And that makes sense too, because it's just 2 Lings running around. You saw 2 drones come out. Oh, it does get that probe. So that's going to suck, because again, that means Bagel Pirate's gonna have to play blind. This thing coming out, gonna park itself right out here in front of the natural. And this will spot any kind of move outs that Bagel Pirate will try to do. Okay, cannon coming up, gate coming up. Really worried about early Zergling aggression. And again, this is because he's playing blind, right? So, for safety reasons, he's plugging up the holes with the probes, but really, in fact, there's nothing to be scared of. There's 1 Zergling on the map. And isn't he cute? Another cannon going down for Bagel Pirate. Getting the gas, developing into a very normal looking PVZ. 3 hatch, 3 base, okay. And our choice from CAMODAZ is 3 base layer. Super normal. And again, we like normal games. We also like not normal games because they're fun, but we come here to learn how to play the normal games, right? So this is all in order, I think. Yeah, this is normal timing for our core. Overlord comes in, gets a peek on it. Gonna peek the gas. And a fight breaks out. Zealot takes a kill, marches across the map. So this is just a little bit annoying. Now Camo has to respond, he has to make more Lings. More Lings coming out here, more Lings coming out here. Yeah, it sucks. You just want to make drones until you're ready to not make drones. That's how you play Zerg. There you go. I just solved the mystery, boys. Spire coming down. So this is going to be a 3 base Spire. Second gas at the natural for Bagel Pirate. More Zealots. Not researching anything at the Forge just yet. That Zealot gets picked off, no problem. Speedlings going across the map, gonna probably park outside the natural to see any of the move outs that might come again. Macro hatchery. And ostensibly, is according to the build, another macro hatchery here probably will be coming up, is my guess. Some gates coming down, Stargate, so we're going Corsair. We're going to the skies, boys. Ooh, and a Citadel at the same time. No, I guess that's normal. I don't play Protoss. But I know one usually comes before the other. Okay, 3 Zealot move out. Now, isn't this just annoying? So this is going to move across the map. And this will elicit another response. Creep colony going down at the 3rd here. Hydrogen here, macro hatch here, creep colony here. Super normal and super correct. So this really shouldn't be able to get too much done. Now Camo's even moving the Lings into position correctly. Suspecting that the 3rd base would be hit, following the Zealots in. Oh, they do pick off one of the Lings. Alright, now we just need a surround. Surround on one of the Zealots. Yeah, if you back up, you can use the sunken to your advantage instead of fighting on the ramp. Good thing these Scourge are here to help. And yeah, this has been neutralized effectively, because this Zealot will die to basically anything. Even this Ling could kill it. And there's only one Zealot left, which, I mean, a Sunken and a drone pole would easily take care of that. Corsair going on the offensive here against these Scourge. And it gets taken down. That's what happens. Mess around with Scourge, find out. 4 more zealots crossing the map for additional harassment. And wow, these Zerglings are, wow, these are hero Zerglings, just going right into it. CAMODAZ is going to find out about these zealots coming and is going to be able to respond to that. So no surprises here. BAGELPIRATE trying to play a pretty aggressive game here. I feel like this +1's quite a bit late, but getting it is good. But if you had it already, 7:30 I feel like is a timing you'd have +1. Be able to murder all these Zerglings so much easier. But unfortunately, without that +1, it's going to take 3 hits instead of 2 for a Zealot to kill a Zergling. And there's not a lot of recourse here. You can dance around, go behind the minerals all you want, but you're going to get picked off, especially with Hydras. Speed before +1. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Shimmer's taking me to school. Class is in session. +1 about to finish up. Nothing being macroed out of these 2 gateways. Still Zealots being made. We stopped course on the Corsairs, and never mind, right as I say that, we continue on course with the Corsairs. Templar Archive's about to finish, and did somebody order gateways? Because we've got gateways. 5 gateways in production. +1 air weapons now being researched. More Zealots getting picked off randomly across the map. And now CAMODAZ has fielded a large army of Hydralisks. And taking a peek at the drone count, it's pretty healthy. So it looks like all of the harassment that BAGELPIRATE mustered just wasn't enough to put this animal down. This guy's coming for you. Oh, he's coming. Camo's coming. When Camo knocks at the door, you answer. That's right, answer it with them cannons. Get them storms ready. Zealot's gonna come out here and try to hold off this push, but it's not enough. And 2 cannons is not gonna stop a large army of Hydralisks. So if these cannons, if these 4 can just get warped in, if BAGELPIRATE can just hold on long enough, this might not be so bad for him. Rebuilding the forge down here. Does have a good number of High Templar. I think between like 4 and 6 is what you kind of want. And then have them bank up the energy for the storms, because it's hard to micromanage all the storms. So there's a huge drop-off in efficiency when you pass that number up and make even more High Templars. Unless you're going to go Archon. Sticking with the Corsairs. You get these boys out. Get these guys across the map. Get some scouting information. Get some overlords. Get something. That's the way. We got the gates, but the gates ain't being macroed. Almost a little bit of a supply block issue though. I got some of these pylons warping in, should fix that. What do we have here? Oh my god, Hydras. Oh my god, Hydras. Oh man, Hydras. I feel like I haven't said Hydra enough. Press the H key. What does the H key do? What did I just do? Hydra, Hydra, Hydra. Hydra, Hydra, Hydra. Many, many Hydra. Many Hydras. Many Hydras is what I want to say. Oh, look, lurker upgrades on the way. Oh, this is gonna get super cool once it gets a contain. Oh yeah, make Hydra on a standard key layout. Bash the H key. Yeah, SH. 4 SH, 5 SH, 6 SH, 7 SH, 8 SH. Okay, Zealots, you've secured the third. Does that mean Bagel Pirate's going to take the third? I don't see a probe on the way. No containment, no units. Free to move. Armor on the way. Weapons on the way. +1 weapons done. So we're looking at +2 weapons, +1 armor. Just now started. Goon range on the way. Lots of Dragoons. Here we go. These Zealots are moving out. I guess he suspected that Camo would have taken his fourth and taken it here. But as he's finding out now, that's not the case. So where will he go now with these forces? I don't know, but I can tell you Camo's got a large army and is shoving everything across the map. These are speed overlords. These are a lot of speed overlords. Are these going to be dropper lords? Oh man, that would be so sexy. Just dupe drop all of this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Please do it. Oh yeah, and these lurkers are already set up so well. These zealots are just not going to get anything done. Bye. Goodness gracious. And looking at this, I think this would be pretty hard to try and break. But Camo's not trying to break it. I think he's playing it pretty smart. Probably just going to take another base. Oh yeah, look at this nice Dark Templar here. That would have been great if he had caught the drone. It would be spectacular. It would have been a spectacular kill. Setting him back. Getting some nice storms off here too. Getting 2 out of 3 storms off that were nice. Okay, there we go. We're getting some Templar picks. Look at all these units. This is so much. Are you really going to do it? He's going to do it. Bagel's going to try to bust out. I don't know. Not with these lurkers here. Sniping the observers, moving back, shredding these zealots. Oh yeah, it's bloody. Oh yeah, it's action-packed. It's erotic! It's not erotic. Even the Corsairs come in. The Corsairs want a piece of this action. Kill them all. Look at these storms! Oh, juicy. Absolutely fantastic. But the trouble still remains. Bagel is stuck inside of his 2 bases. A couple zealots out here, but this, no, we can't fight this army. Not like that. No. And there's just reinforcements trickling across for CAMODAZ. Sitting on 1-1 upgrades. 2-1 has completed for Protoss. +2 armor on the way. More Hydras trickling in. Not even bothering to go up to Hive Tech. Who needs Hive when you just have Hydras and Lurkers? That'll do it. +2/+2 well on the way. And just the concave of slithery death. Slithery, spiky death. I don't think you're getting out of this. I don't think you're getting out of this, Bagel. I'm sorry. You got the skills. I like your plays. But I don't know if you're getting out of this, bud. Oh, that's a lot of Templar. Maybe you're getting out of this if Camo gets lazy. We'll see. Of course, it's all Zealot Templar. And... gosh, you have to get the Lurkers. You have to kill the Lurkers in order for Zealot Templar to really work. You can mix in some Archons too, and that sucks. But you have to find a way to get rid of all these Lurkers. And I think that's primarily the reason why Protoss gets Dragoons with range starting towards the mid to end game. just to be able to get these. And they don't fight that badly against Hydras either. I'd really like to see some Dragoons with range. Okay, here we go. Pumping a few out now. But still, this is too many Zealots to try to contend with all these Lurkers. Losing more Observers, that's going to make it even more difficult, because now you can't even see them. We tech into Hive yet? We're tech into Hive. More reinforcements, more reinforcements. 2-2 is done for Zerg Hydras. Oh yeah, look at that storm. That's nice. Gonna pull these Hydras in from the aggro as well, get some free kills. Gonna push out. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm nervous. It's happening. It's happening and I'm nervous. I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, these Zealots are just getting chewed up. Absolutely chewed up from these Lurker Spines. Yeah, loses too much of his army. GG's out. CAMODAZ takes this game. I guess I'll let you see the scores, but the overlay kind of chunks that a little bit. Here's the score screen, if you care, if you're so inclined. These are values. Yeah, they were actually pretty close. 10,000 in score is really not much. They were pretty close. Bagel Pirate definitely played a very good game. Just couldn't get out of his base. Okay. Let's do another game from Group 18. Game number 3 out of 15. 15 games we're going to be casting through today. Just me. 15. Game number 3. Let's go. This is going to be a game between our returning Zerg, dressed in the dashing pimp purple suit, CAMODAZ, versus the same player we saw in the first game that was Zerg, but is now Terran. It's DEATHSTAR returning. And, you know, correctly on Eclipse. Oh, no 4 pool? No 5 pool? Okay. I guess you can play standard. Camo didn't want his games to be cast. Can you guys believe that? And I said, no way, I'm casting you. I'm gonna pick on you. So I'm gonna pick on Camo. Especially because he doesn't want to be here. Let's go. Overlord coming out. So far, looks to be set up for a 12 hatch. I think that's probably what he'll do. Standard barracks timing. Will we see some gas? Will we see gas on 12? Yeah, with these drones here coming out like this, drone up to 12, this will be a 12 hatch. Sploot. Here's our scout. Here's our other scout. I like TVZ on Eclipse. I don't like TVP, but that's just me ranting. TVZ I think is pretty fun though. I feel like it's very dynamic. Yep, 11 pool, 10 gas, so super standard timing. Looks like a 2-hatch layer, which could develop into 2-hatch spire. So not choosing to take the gas, so this will be a Rax expand. hiding our scout. And Zerglings. 2 for now. Layer. Before 3 minutes. Very sexy. There's our natural command center. 2 racks. Yeah, this is developing into an incredibly standard TVZ. Gas after racks, yep. Oh, Camo's so smart. He knows he's hiding the SCV up here somewhere. Oh. Okay. Quick pause from our 2 gentlemanly players. Oh, okay. Defensive sunken, just in case. Must not have been able to get the scout knowing it, whether or not this would be a mech build if there's a vulture coming. Also playing somewhat blind, I think. Like, this is kind of an awkward spot for this Overlord to be in, because you don't really see anything. Not that I'm critiquing too much. 1 sunken won't really put you super far behind. But, okay. This will be a Spire build. We're going 2 hatch Spire. And over here, 2 racks Academy, I think. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I can't do that without bringing up the progress. Oh, but the progress is blocked since I changed it. I'll just leave it up. Narrowing off this choke a little bit here for DEATHSTAR. Sizable group of Marines. Zergling to peek for any move-outs. Where are we going with this drone? One asks. To a 3rd base to expand! Because the Spire is at a little past the halfway mark, and I think that's the normal timing to take a 3rd. I think. Yeah, think about the halfway mark. And you see, as incredibly indicative as it is, that CAMODAZ is banking up the required amount for the mutas, and as the Spire pops, there they go. So we have 3 in production right now. A little bit short on larva, but has the resources for sure. And with that scan, DEATHSTAR sees what's up, takes the first 2 medics and all of his Marines, and goes for a move out. I like this. This puts so much pressure on Zerg early. This might even force another sunken. We don't know. Some of the Mutalisks will be out in time. Oof. I don't know. This is a tough call if DEATHSTAR decides to push. Honestly, I think Terran can take this unless more mutas pop soon. But he's got to get a good engage. We don't know if he'll go for it or not. Smartly hiding this drone. Okay, here we go. What do we got? We got 7. That's enough to start one-shotting Marines. Yep, here we go. The harassment begins. Oop, gotta be careful. Losing a muta that early. Sending these Zerglings into buffer. And Camo should be able to kill all this. Wonderful. What a great, easy defense. Even some of the Lings are still alive, even. That was a good play. Okay, so the next tech choice will be going straight to Lurker. 3rd base on the way. Back at home, we got some turrets up. Not sure about the coverage. This area right here looks pretty bare and very harassable. See what I mean? Yeah, you'll kill these Marines and that's that. And you pick off, this'll never finish. Gosh, is this my preseason game? Because this is how it looked. Except there were a lot more Mutalisks and I got murdered. Okay, so Camo will back off. And I think with only 3 mutas, 2 of them pretty bruised up, I think that's the right call. Hydra's already starting to trickle out across the map. These are going to form lurkers, and that's probably going to form a contain. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense. I think if you're going super light on mutas, you have something else that'll cover you. And that something else is going to be the lurkers that'll stop any kind of infantry move outs. So I don't know if a 4th base would even be plausible here or not, but well, we got double E bays and double starport, lots of racks. So this is dedicated SK. And as soon as Defilers come out, I feel like this is going to be very, very difficult to deal with. More Hydralisks coming across the map. Wow, he's really going heavy on the lurkers. Very cool. Very cool. Let's get these boys set up before he moves out. Before he moves out. Before he moves. Alright. Alright, Burrow. Alright, Burrow. Now. Now. Wow, this is insane. A little bit of negligence on both sides. It's tough. It's tough paying attention to all your units and going through your macro cycles at the same time, but yeah, a lot of losses there unnecessarily. Pushing forward with these lurkers. Oh, back up. So yeah, the contain is initiated. Nice. 1 hit left. Forced to waste a scan. Oh, and more push up, but loses 1 immediately. Another 2 go down very quickly after a scan. Still just not enough. Just not enough. And Camo just creeping forward, really dedicating this push. This lurker push. Oh, Burrows, will he get this one right here? Oh, 7 HP. Nope. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Okay, so the vessels are out now. That makes detection so much easier. Now we don't have to burn through a lot of scans. This missile turret here will help as well. But, there's too many lurkers. There's too many spines. And we're just leapfrogging forward. And oh my goodness. That was close. Whew. It was real close. However, still, I think this game is pretty much over, especially now that Camo's up the ramp. They'll probably lose these 3. This will get cleaned up. But there's more coming here. We got even drones are here. Drones are ready to fight. Really, really committed to this push, as we can see from the naked 3rd saturation. Still being annoying. It's just this 1 lurker here. And after we take this out, DEATHSTAR stabilizes. But will DEATHSTAR have enough time to remass, regroup, and fortify again? Spoiler alert. No. That's a lot of lurkers. That's a lot of lurkers. That's more lurkers than I know what to do with. That's a lot of lurkers that are up a ramp now and on top of production. Oh boy. I think this game is pretty toast. I think we have a clear victor here. And a well-played lurker game. ZBT from CAMODAZ. Hydralisks coming up just to buffer out some of that fire while the lurkers continue their reign of destruction. Man, I don't know what you were so worried about. You're like, no, don't cast my games, they were terrible. I'm like, man, you're the man, CAMODAZ, you're the man. Why would I not cast your games? It happened just like that, too. Exactly like that. Just take my word for it. GG from DEATHSTAR. CAMODAZ takes another one for another notch on his belt. Damn, these are some sexy games. They are terrible. Go to the back. Be quiet. Watch your games. It's classic reverse psychology. Okay, folks. We're on game number 4 out of 15. The mini marathon continues once again. And we're going to fire up our next game right now and jump into it. And who's it gonna be? Why, it's gonna be our purple pimp-suited Zerg player CAMODAZ. That's who it's gonna be. Yes, yes. More camo casts. And in the lower left corner of Eclipse, as the red Terran, we have the ID Feathered Arrow. But if I take a quick look at the replay, I can tell you that should be who I think is SHIVERSANDMILK, which is a name I don't recognize. And it's a bit surprising for me to not recognize a name in CPL, given that I've been here since Season 6. I feel like there's so much spillover from year after year, so many returning players, that everybody kind of just knows each other. Never not pick purple camo. Always pick purple. Always. Huh. Okay. So we have an 8-Rax. It's not forward, but it is an 8-Rax. So we're going to see some early marine pressure coming out of SHIVERSANDMILK, if I'm correct about that. I'm pretty sure I'm correct about that. I'll confirm after and look at the replay name as well. So I'm curious to see if this will maybe develop into a 1-1-1, which I've been longing to see more of. I want to see more 1-1-1 from Terrans in CPL, but I get it. Okay, I know. It's hard. It's a really tough build to play. You can't really make mistakes. But I still want to see it. So 12 hatch coming out from CAMODAZ. Or actually, 10, 12, 11, 10, 9. Yeah, that's right. So another standard 2 hatch opener. Can't go wrong here. There we are. Scout gonna come in. Gonna scout the timings on everything. Find everything's pretty normal looking. Scout for CAMODAZ. Oh, not gonna get up that ramp. Not gonna see. Good marine block. Takes a couple of shots. Has to back off. So yeah, guys, it's not gonna be a 1-1-1. So I'm a little sad. Otherwise we'd have a guess by now. We do get these Marines marching out across the map. There's no Marines or SCVs here at all. So this bunker, I feel like you jumped the gun a little bit. Because there's nothing here to support this. This bunker's gonna go down. 30. Okay, there we go. Finish it. Cancel it. Cancel it. Cancel it. Okay, it's the cancel. But now Camo knows what's up. Got Zerglings coming out across the map, and if they close the gap, Zerglings will just murder this, especially with drones being pulled as well. So yeah, the drones pressure the Marines, the Zerglings take care of the SCV, this bunker never goes up, and SHIVERSANDMILK is behind, because this did not really do very much damage. And if you're going to do an 8-Rax, pretty sure you gotta do some damage. You gotta get a couple drone kills to even everything out. Natural CC placed, so we're gonna develop into a macro game. Marines coming home. Just droning up, getting our layer halfway done. But is this going to be another lurker game, or are we going to see more mutas? Well, I suppose last game you opened up mutas, which is good because that forces a response. But then transitioned fully into like a all-in lurker push. That was super cool. Okay, bunker up, lots of Marines here. Academy going up. No second barracks though. Usually an academy comes after another barracks. So perhaps Shivers and Milk is trying to play catch up here with tech. Perhaps, yeah, I'm not really sure what the narrative is behind that. It gets a full scout off with this SCV this late in the game. That's great. But okay, so here's the Spire. Confirmed, boys. It's going to be Spire. Yeah, Shivers gets the scout off on that right there. Yeah, Escalade, the overlay is misplaced. This is probably the best I can do with it, and it's because it's one static image that I have to work with. And my resolution, I guess, doesn't like it. But I can't manipulate the three pieces independently, so I kind of have to work with it the way I can. Okay, Comsat's coming up. I gotta drop some more production here. There we go, another barracks. This is super late for a second barracks, so I'm a little worried for Feathered Arrow. That's kind of a cool ID. Okay, moving out with these Marines. This is like a full group of Marines and just one medic. I'd rather see two medics here, but this will still force a response. And here's that response. 2 creep colonies. Gonna damage the economy a little bit of CAMODAZ. Slow them down. Zergling's retreating back to help defend. Blame not Lemon for that. Okay. Thanks, Sublime. Okay, mutas are out. We have 5. And yeah, again, he's going to do this dash in with the Zerglings and try to take this out, but losing 3 of the 5. 3.5, I would say. This guy's really bruised up. So, I suppose it was worth it to get the cleanup, but we did lose some Mutalisks, so now the counterattack threat is kind of muted. Marine range about to finish. Zergling's going to check the front here. Bunker's full. No nat gas just yet. Turrets up. And again, a game with no turrets at the production. This is the same mistake that I made and the same mistake Terran players casted just before made. Because you can't cover this. Those mutas will get in there and straight up murder your Marines. We got 4 here, another 3 here. It's going to make 7. And this is enough to be a substantial threat. There we go. 3rd base on the way for Zerg. Hydroden. And yeah, just sit on top of the production. Hell, take it out. Yeah. Precisely what I was concerned about. And this is going to be a very tricky game to play from here on out. Pulls the Marines out of the bunker, but no. Just not enough to deal with that. Actually, luckily picks one of the Mutalisks off, but there's still 6 here. So that's not enough to one-shot an SCV anymore, but they can still deal with the Marines pretty easily. Boy, we have a lot of pulled SCVs here. We gotta get these boys back on the fields. Yep, see, not able to one-shot. Not able to one-shot. Need 7 Mutalisks to do that. Nice. A lot of infrastructure damage dealt by CAMODAZ. Very good job. See what our follow-up is. Okay, so we have made more Mutalisks, so it's a little more committed. Hydralisks starting to be birthed. And this is just a ton of pressure. You see all these turrets. This is where all of Terran's money is going right now. All these turrets in a bit of desperation. You can't keep this guy from eating up Terrans. Getting some nice harassment here and there wherever he can. There's that starport, that's what I was looking for. Hydralisks out, lurker eggs in progress. No additional tech just yet. And the Muta harassment continues. Things out, Hydra's moving, lurker's finished. Tech here, yeah, we're still on 1 barracks for Terran here, and as many turrets as your heart could possibly desire. As many turrets as... More turrets than you know what to do with. More turrets than you and your mother together know what to do with. More turrets. In case you wanted more turrets, here's more turrets. Talk about defense. This will soon be impenetrable for Mutalisks. But, you know, when you're transitioning out of Mutalisks, and you got these things, these dudes, turrets don't do a super whole lot, as we're about to find out. And where are these guys going? Got this Bioforce out on the map, and now you have nothing at home to defend. So I feel like that might have been a little bit of a misplay there, because now this natural is going down. Yeah, hell, even diving the mutas in. Just casualties are irrelevant here. Just kill. Move forward and kill. Okay, so Shivers is deciding to commit with this outward force to harass the 3rd. And, well, okay, lots of drone kills and a scan. Alright, so this looks like it's going to take a lot of damage. But doesn't even matter. Because now lurkers are up the ramp, scattered about. And we now have just 2 barracks. 2nd barracks is finally online, but a little too late. And this force does get cleaned up. So yeah, GG gets called. Another fantastic lurker siege from CAMODAZ, taking another game for a 3rd notch on his belt. Oh yeah, brother, he's the champ. That's what's up. So what's up? Like, you guys out of energy yet? Because I'm not. I'm good to go. Let's go. You want to go? How much what do we have? Oh, we have a lot more. We're on game number 5. We're only a third of the way through. We're only a third of the way through with this. Oh yeah, it's hype time, baby. CPL, it's coming at you. Hype time. Let's jump into our next game. And scene. So once again, correctly on Eclipse, we have, in the top right, Pink Zerg. It's Packrat. And Packrat's opponent. Once again, beautiful magenta Protoss, our friend Bagel Pirate returns for another go at the fray. Now, Forge opening or Gateway opening? O for pool. Perhaps you want to try maybe an 11 hatch. 9 pull speed, go. Alright, and there it is. That's a 9 pool. Because we only have one Overlord out and none being made. It's going to be a gas trick. Alright. So I think what this telegraphs to me is that this should be a 6-ling gasless expand, where the spawning pool will pop, you'll make 6 lings, go across, put on a little pressure, and then I think around like 11 supply it was, you just take your natural. I've seen that before. I could be corrected if I'm wrong. Chat can spank me. Oh, that came out wrong. Okay, so cannon first. As we see that the scout comes off, does peek the pool. Well, if you were in range, you'd be able to see these 3 eggs. Yeah, that's a little sus right there. So now it gets a full picture of what's happening. Okay, yeah, it was the 11 gasless expand here. So yeah, these 6 Zerglings are come out. This will force another cannon. One cannon just can't hold 6 Zerglings. It's not going to happen. So as soon as he gets the cash, 150, drop a cannon. Or the gateway to block and then plug up the hole. Yeah, I suppose that works, and that's more efficient as well. But you got to make sure that this hole, yeah, is really plugged up. And a worker pull of this magnitude, I think, is a little bit wasteful. That's a lot of lost mining time. I think maybe just 2 probes will do here. You can have the other 2 continue to mine. In either case, Bagel Pirate will be just fine. And this natural will go up, uncontested. Third base going down for Pack Rat. More droning happening. Taking time with the gas. We'll see how this develops. This is starting to look a little sus. I think for normal standard play, we'd have an extractor by now. This could turn into something quite interesting, like a more additional macro hatcheries down for an early larva advantage. And that'll outproduce troops that Protoss could possibly produce. Core, yeah, everything looking normal on Bagel Pirate's side, I think. Keeping this scouting probe honest and moving. So yeah, another hatch going down. Now I wonder if it's going to be 4 or 5 hatcheries, because I think what this is this is a power build. This is like a Hydra power early on, huge mass of Hydras thing. That wasn't described very well, but I think you probably get the picture. Yeah, here's a 5th hatch. Still no gas. So this is like a 5 hatch Hydra early on. Here's 1 gas. Here's 2 gas. Yeah. Full Zergling spread. Anything coming out here short of a Dark Templar will get spotted. Drones, Overlords, drones. Drones. This is cool. This is really cool. You don't see this build very often from Zerg versus Protoss. And I think one of the reasons was, and I remember when I played Zerg, I studied this build a little bit, and I was asking Striker about doing this build, this early 5 hatch power build. And he says 3 hatch is almost always better because you get scouting information. And I thought about it, and yeah, like you're pretty blind. You just have your one Overlord. You can get it into the base and try scouting that way, but I mean, as soon as you get a Corsair out, that gets pushed back, and you mostly play blind. So I found that interesting, but it's really cool to be seeing this in action. And I think, if I can make a prediction here, Packrat will get away with this build and completely run Bagel Pirate over. And the reason is I don't think Bagel Pirate knows this is happening. Here's our first real early mid-game-ish scout. This Corsair is going to come across the map and finally get some intel and see what's going on. And will now be able to respond. So we go into the main, we see no layer, but everything else looks pretty normal. Alright, let's go down to the Nat, check that out. Wow, that's a pretty late layer, and Hydralisks are already out. Macro Hatch already in place, Hydroden in place. Did not scout the third, though. More gateways coming down, more Corsairs being produced. Templar Archives at the ready. Okay, so did manage to pick off an Overlord, and that supply blocks Packrat, but not for too long. So I believe once this speed upgrade finishes and these Hydras hatch, we start marching across the map. And yeah, fairly decent response here. It's a lot of cannons. This will definitely defend it, don't get me wrong. This is absolutely enough. But without really scouting the third base and seeing how many hatcheries and what the larvae are being spent on, you don't really know how many Hydras are coming at you. Two Corsairs out on the map now. Zealots coming out to pressure the map. And this is not going to work. Yep, pull out. Almost got surrounded and flanked. So yeah, we have a lot of Hydras, a lot of Hydras, a lot of Hydras, and even more Hydras. And we're at 8.5. And that's kind of the power of this build. You don't really get tech from it. You play a little blind from it, but man, do you get a lot of Hydras and early. Lurker upgrade on the way. And perhaps we'll see a move out after this +1 range finishes. Packrat just combing through the map, checking for bases that might be, making sure that Bagel Pirate's playing honest. Yeah, and they're starting to come. Here they come. And the siege begins. And a storm right off the bat. Softens up a little bit of them, doesn't kill any. We have a storm at the ready here, storm here, so that's 2 out of 4 storms used. Oh, alright. Yeah, so 4 Templars, 2 of them exhausted, 2 of them at the ready. Packrat just holding off. Third base being taken for Protoss. Course spinning for +1 attack on the Corsairs, but I don't see that many Corsairs. Just 1, the 2 up here that haven't moved. More Hydras coming across the map. You know, honestly, I think... even more Templars. I think... if Bagel Pirate storms well, this should be holdable. Especially with this many High Templars. And if these ones can get up to 75 before the assault continues, yeah, I think Bagel Pirate will be just fine. Nice storm. Gets the AFK Hydras. But yeah, this is a lot of Zerg. Yeah, another great pull here. Lots of Hydras being lost unnecessarily. Another macro hatch being put down. The next level of ranged weaponry on the way. We're at +1. For Protoss, +1 weapons. Armor on the way. A couple Corsairs queued up. And Zealot Templar style, again, coming out of BAGELPIRATE. A Lurker Contain already set up. This is going to be another one of those games where it's tough to bust out. Zealot Templar style, trying to bust out of a Lurker Contain. Here they come! Our heroes! They're gonna make all the difference. Oh, wait, yeah, okay, alright. Oh, no, one comes. One hero. Alright, still on layer tech. And that's alright, we're on 6 hatcheries. 9 Hydras being produced, 6 Overlords being produced. We're just going for the mass game. Hey, thanks, Simo. Thanks for that. It's been going all right. It's an all right cast. It's a little choppy. I'm a little bit noobish, but you know, I'm just making content. Relying on the 25 other people for quality clips. Are there 25 people in here? Seriously? I actually hadn't looked. Alright. Alright, I got this. Okay, so robotics out, observatory on the way. This is needed like a minute ago. Because, yeah, this is bad. Breaking out of this is going to be so challenging without observers. And if Packrat's a good observer sniper, then this game could just be a game where it's absolute attrition. Packrat takes the rest of the map, BAGELPIRATE starves, and dies. Oh my goodness, this is so many lurkers. Ah, Packrat finds out about the third. The hard way. Losing a couple Hydras there. But yeah, with this full contain right here that's not going to be broken, you just suspend the rest of your forces and go right up this ramp here. If you can make it up this ramp. That's a lot of cannons. And the Zealots should be able to meet shield just enough. Yeah, this will be held. It'd be so much better if there was 1 or 2 High Templars up here too. This would never get broken by Hydras. And even more cannons coming down. Absolute defense. This is a stronghold. You shall not pass. Now here's an interesting 4th base location. I guess I wouldn't suspect to look here. A little bit cheeky too, because it's actually kind of close to Protoss. I mean, you could take this one, or even this one. And yeah, another nice Hydra pull here. It looks like. Or if you just pull the aggro, you can get a group of them to come and try to fight back, and then you storm them and they die, or the cannons kill them. And we've seen that happen a couple of times, so lots of Hydras lost unnecessarily. Ooh. That's so unfortunate. I know it looks like it's close enough to hit this one, but it didn't. But it does get 1 lurker kill, and did you order a serving of Zealot Templar? Because all we've made in the kitchen today is Zealot Templar, so that's all that's on the menu is Zealot Templar. Doing a good job with the storms so far, though. If we could just manage to keep that up, it probably won't break out here still because there's so many lurkers. There's so many guys, there's so many lurkers here. That's the money storm right there. That's the money storm. Yeah, just slowly whittling away at these lurkers through storm. 1/1 upgrades for Protoss ground. +2 armor, halfway done. And just a mass vomiting of Zerg. Just tons of Zerg. Tons of lurkers. I hope you guys like lurkers, because this game is lots of lurkers. I hope you guys like Templars and Zealots, because this game is lots of Templars and Zealots. And we're going to run into the same issue as last time. He's going to have to move out. Another great money storm. He's going to have to move out, and he'll have to move out into this field. And the Zealots just get chewed up by the lurker spines that have +2 on them. And it's the longer Bagel Pirate waits, the worse this gets, especially considering that he's at 194 supply, which is nearly maxed. You're not going to get more efficiency, you're not going to get more value. You can't make more troops. Banking up resources won't really help you, you gotta get out. Zerglings coming to assist. Hive here. No Hive tech yet though. We're starting the melee upgrade process for Zerg, so we're starting to see that endgame Hive transition. And here we go. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. Oh, that's a storm. Oh, that's a storm too. Ooh. Oh, storms are so good. I have to give Bagel Pirate the credit for some of the greatest storms. These are fantastic. But damn, if he just can't get out of his base. So yeah, these storms are great and all. They're fun to watch. It's absolutely bloody. But we still have this problem. Yeah, we still have this lurker problem. A huge, huge lurker problem. Like a lurker infestation. How are we gonna get out? 2 Dragoons is not really gonna cut it. These Zealots just got chewed up. The Observer got sniped. Oh, this is making me so sad. You can do it, Bagel Pirate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 gates. We're out of money here. We're out of money here. He's got a nice bank, but he needs to make something happen with that bank, and now all he's got left is this mining base, which only has 5 on minerals. It's not like we can transfer the probes. We definitely can't. This is a tough, for all intents and purposes, unwinnable spot. And this is kind of the downside to using this Zealot Templar style. Is if you don't have a way to deal with the lurkers, well, they just tell you where you can and can't go, and they tell you what to do. Packrat taking another base here. Deciding to go out and get some value with these Corsairs that were masked up, and does catch Packrat off guard. Check the supply out. Obviously a lot of Overlords were just slaughtered. So that's good, but we still have the main army right here that just can't be contested by this. It's just not enough. And we only have 1 mining base. Yeah, the harass is good, but there's nothing to be made of it. You know, even losing 2 of the Corsairs here, things are just looking dimmer and dimmer for our poor player Bagel Pirate here. A couple more gates were added. Resources in the pool starting to dwindle a little bit. Still healthy. And still getting Zealots shredded. So this game is like cooking a meal, but the meal you cook is like in the crock pot, and it's on low and slow. Not much is moving, not much is happening. But there's nearly a clear victor here. And we just have to wait for a heroic move out or a surrender. Good storm. More armor on the way for Protoss. +1 weapons, +2 armor. Zerg. Take a look at a Zergling. +1 melee, +2 carapace, and +2 on the range. And melee and carapace, the next levels have started. Nothing extra with this hive tech yet, unless it's down here. Nope, just more macro hatches. I'd really like to see a defiler den. I think that would be perfect. Just swarm, lurkers in, dead. Fielding a lot of High Templars though. This is going to be storm defense. But neither players are moving. This is just a war of attrition. I would make it more exciting for you, but I literally cannot. That's a lot of cannons. Alright, so now we have this base actually saturated with probes. I wish he'd put 2 more on the gas, but 1 is better than none. I guess okay, this is where the saturation's coming from. That's a smart play. But, I guess we're not losing this base. By all means. Maybe just teach you guys how to cook in the interim. Follow that analogy. Yeah, I made a great breakfast dish yesterday. It was phenomenal. And I told the practice group about it. And if you're not in the practice group Discord, get in it if you want to play. But I was basically ranting and raving about these scrambled eggs that I made that had diced potatoes and diced onions in them and covered in Cooper cheese and had some red pepper chili flakes in it, and oh, it was so good. Everything was just sauteed in butter. Oh man. Whew. It was good, but no, the key is to take the eggs and beat them into a mixture with half and half, which is half milk, half cream. And believe it or not, the Koreans taught me this, a little bit of cornstarch. Mix in a little bit of cornstarch and it firms up the eggs and makes them super fluffy and the texture's perfect. See? You know, just learn StarCraft from the Koreans. They're also pretty good chefs, it turns out. And they make some sweet food. Just in case we didn't have enough lurkers. There's lurkers here. There's lurkers here. There's lurkers here. There's lurkers here. Yeah. Come on, Bagel, push out. You've been close to maxed, losing your zealots, getting chewed up. You gotta push out at some point, buddy. Yes, putting flour in your scrambled eggs. It's sort of the same idea, and it makes them super fluffy. Yep, absolutely. That's the general idea. That's the concept that we're going for. Oh yeah, that was sweet. We'll need more than storm. Where are we going? What are we doing? Bagel Pirate! Tell me what's on your mind. Here's the breakout attempt. And I think that was a move command. And, yep. F to pay respects in the chat, boys. You guys, we're seeing a lot of lurker stuff today. Lots of lurker play. I'm not complaining, I'm just pointing that out. I feel like lurkers have gotten so much more popular lately. Alright, where are we? Game 6? Yeah. We still have a lot more to go. Alright, game number 6. Let's go. Let's do it! Who's it going to be this time? It's going to be... Yeah, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. Our pink Zerg player returns. Packrat, up for another round. This time up against the purple-suited pimp himself. It's CAMODAZ returning for a ZVZ slugfest knife fight. Let's go, baby! I wanna see a 9 pool. I wanna see a 9 pool with speed. Can I get a 9 pool with speed? It's not cheese. It's not. It's not cheese. And now the chat's gonna fight. Is 9 pool speed cheese? Discuss. It's not. Overlord. Overlord. Alright. There is no such thing as cheese in a ZVZ. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. It's a good assessment. It's so fast and bloody anyway. Overpool. That's what this was, right? That's interesting. Macro 4 pool into offensive sunken. Alright, yeah. You're now an expert ZVZ player. I release you into the wild. Have fun. I think Overpool's been getting more popular. Not just against Protoss, where it's always been, but why do I keep seeing it more frequently against Terran and against other Zergs? I guess it's a fine build, ZVZ. It's a fine build. It's right in the middle. You really can't go wrong with Overpool. I'm just wondering why it's so much more popular all of a sudden. Apparently Hawk is telling Zergs to go Overpool in every matchup. Huh. Thanks for that information, Warp Gates. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, just do what the coach tells you. So the most striking difference this game is that, you know, we have a much faster layer for Packrat, but an Expo for CAMODAZ. So Camo's going to have more larva, but Packrat's going to have the tech advantage. We'll have to see how that translates. This is an instantaneous spire, so we're looking at one base spire with plenty of Zerglings. Camo's Overlord's going to get up here and see what's going on. And when this gets scouted, I believe the response will have to be an evolution chamber, because there's no way, with your spire being so much later, you're not going to be able to defend. Even with the travel distance the mutas have to take considered. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't feel... when I played Zerg, I was an awful ZVZ player. I don't understand the matchup very well. Yeah, this is a very, very, very safe play from Packrat. Putting the second hatchery in the base as a macro hatch. Yeah, I think that's normal that you do that. So here we are. The Mutalisks are on the way. 445. Superb timing. And yeah, Evo Chamber, defensive creeps. Yeah, I feel like this is the move. I feel like this has to be the move. Otherwise, you just die, right? Like the mutas come across the map, then your Spire pops. Like here, the Spire's gonna pop. Okay, mutas come across the map. And you make your whatever you want to make. Scourge, muta. I guess a full round of Scourge. I guess it makes sense, because you can even out the tables. If you get all of these to connect and kill all the mutas, you even the muta playing count. Right? He'll have one left over. But I think I would have rather have seen these be mutas. That way you can fight around your spore colonies and not have to worry about, you know, having wasted the larva for something that could have been more lasting, I guess. Something a little bit more permanent. So we have 5 mutas coming across here. The spores are in place. This main is perfectly fine. This is going to be alright. This will be completely fine with the 1 spore and the Scourge that are here. And even another creep is coming down for safety. So CAMODAZ is impenetrable right now. But if we look, okay, there's 6, there's 2, and 3 on gas. There's another 1. Alright, here's 10. And 1 on gas. Very interesting. No base yet. Still parked at the ramp with these Zerglings. And just kind of combing across the map and looking for value, looking for overlords that can be sniped. I'm really trying to get rid of this Zergling, I guess. So, this is an important moment as well because Camo sees that there's no hatch here. So, we know Pack Rat is on 1 base. That's got to set off a couple flags, right? And Balls of Steel. Droning up. You see your opponent's on 1 base. What do? You drone up. You can't stop this guy. Another creep. Lots of Zerglings coming out. I'm wondering if this is like a Zergling all-in. We are still on 7 mutas here. So we've stopped production, and the Zergling train has departed the station. That's a lot. And even with all the spores here, there's nothing. Like this is just game. This is yeah, because Camo never had time to build up his muta count, especially when the first 3 larvae used from the Spire Pop was Scourge. A friendly GG is given, and Pack Rat easily takes this game with a quick sweep from a mass of Zerglings. One swift blow. Oof. Alright. Hey, do we have more? Oh yeah, we've got more. We've got a lot more. You guys thought this was almost over. It's not. It's about halfway through. Next game. Coming up. This time, we're still in Group 18. The player's duking it out in the top right corner, playing as the blue Terran. It's going to be our returning player, DEATHSTAR. And in the lower left, to show him what it's all about, once again, is the pink Zerg. It's going to be Pack Rat. Any chance there's 2 audio sources in your obs? Audio's doing a flanger-like effect. I don't know what flanger means, but I kind of infer. Let me take a quick peek. I have an audio input capture and an audio output capture. Desktop audio is being picked up. Audio input capture is being picked up. Audio output capture is being picked up. I'm gonna try adjusting a couple settings real quick. Let's see if that works. See if that does anything. Notice it a bit more with the muta attack. Alright, well, we'll keep an eye on it and I'll try to adjust it if it's that bad. Okay, so pretty normal barracks timing here from DEATHSTAR. And a 12 hatch from Packrat. Ooh, a hatch gas pool. This is cool. I like this. With a hatch gas pool, you can fool Terran with gas timings. And you can get speed and layer at the same time. And you can produce some pretty interesting mind games and some pretty interesting results with that. Might be desktop audio plus audio output. Okay. Here, if that's the case, then I will try turning down the desktop audio just a bit. I cut it by about 35% maybe. We'll see if that has any impact. Okay, so gasless expand from Terran, or Rax expand if you prefer. Okay, we've got the layer. We've got the layer at a really great time. And Zergling speed. Yep, here we go. This is why you do this build. This is super cool, and I like seeing this too. Because they happen nearly simultaneously, and you don't have to pick one over the other. Okay, second barracks. Gas. Okay, hopefully the audio is shaping up a little bit better. I guess we won't know until Mutalisks come out. If Mutalisks come out. It's a good assumption though, I'm just saying. Yeah. And yeah, a lot of Zerglings being produced by Packrat to take full advantage of this speed that's about to pop, hoping to catch DEATHSTAR a little off guard. But, oh, the scouting SCV sees not only all the Zerglings, but that speed is finished. That's going to have to force a response here. Bunker goes down. Marines hold the ramp. But, I don't know, this is a lot of Zerglings. If Packrat does not make something big happen here, he's going to be very, very, very far behind. Okay, getting a couple of good kills here. Can we get the surround? Get up the ramp? Yep. Oh, this is looking good. Oh, this is definitely looking good. Yeah, has to pull the boys. Gets an SCV kill. And just absolute chaos here. More Zerglings trickling in. It's a good thing there's a bunker here. Because if this bunker was not here, this might not be holdable. So yeah, gonna pick on this barracks that's out of range. Picking off stray Marines. And the natural is completely shut down. DEATHSTAR gonna pull back his natural CC. Yeah, I feel like this did good damage. This did really good damage. Still behind in workers quite a bit. That's the price you pay for doing such a move. So we're at 13 of 20. But the tech is still there because you went for that gas first. And now Mutalisks are on the way. 6 mutas in production. And we don't have an engineering bay, so there's not going to be turrets. There's another Rax being produced. And the only thing that will really defend this base is this bunker. And another bunker gets put up here in the mineral line too. I think I agree with this. This is necessary. But I'm not really sure if this is going to be holdable. Because you still have a good number of lings here. And now mutas are coming in. And all I have to do is just get like right about here, outside the range of both bunkers, and shut down half of this entire mineral line. And then this game just continues spiraling out of control. So here we are. Here's the initial 6. Getting some SCV kills. And this bunker has nothing in it yet. So Pack-Rat's got free reign up here until this gets filled. There it is. But yeah, as I was saying, you just hang out in this little nook right here, and you can still shut down half of this mineral field. And this is basically all in, because the only drones that popped for this natural are just going to go mine gas, and there's nothing mining here. So ultra mega aggression coming out of Pack-Rat, but you know it's working. Look at all these SCVs that are getting shredded, picked off, and definitely evening out, actually tipping the scales in the worker count, because now Pack-Rat has 16 drones to DEATHSTAR's 14 SCVs. Very successful aggressive front. Okay, this marine range is going to finish, and that's going to help out immensely with the defense against the mutas. Here we are sending the Zerglings in. Nope, going to pull back. The engineering bay is right here. Oh no, we're going to pick off the building SCV. Don't let that finish. That first one was a fake out. So yeah, meanwhile back at home, more mutas in production. And once the muta count gets big enough, like 11, I think this game will be just too difficult to wrestle back for DEATHSTAR. Especially with how late this engineering bay is. Like granted, you got all these marines, and it's great that you have the marine range, and that can help you defend right now, but you lost your natural, you're on 1 mining base against a Zerg on 2 base, that's slowly saturating it. Very slowly. Man, that's a lot of mutalisks. So yeah, once all these mutalisks consolidate into a big group, I think even once the turrets get put up, it'll just be too late. Like, this is only 6, and DEATHSTAR's still having a hard time getting rid of these. Zerglings just run up and pick off 1 marine for free. Wow! Wow, the absolute value that these Zerglings are getting. That's crazy. Group these bad boys up. Send them in. So that's 9 here, 4 here, 2 more here, 2 more here. Yeah, this is how you do an all-in. There's a full group, and 6 left over that are fully healthy. Alright, DEATHSTAR, what's the game plan? This is a very long, tough, steep, uphill battle from here. Yep, gonna dive on the turret, take a sweep. Easy. Yeah, GG. Yeah, there's nothing, there's no coming back from this. The full potential of the Zerg all-in. Alright, these games are pretty spicy. I'm liking this. This is only Group 18. We have yet to touch Group 31. Oh, guys, we have yet to touch Group 31. Okay. This is it. The very last game for Group 18. Here we go. And for our final Group 18 game for the preseason week 2, we have in the top right corner is the Teal Terran. It's going to be Feathered Arrow, aka Shivers and Milk. And then for the final time returning for this group preseason, the pink Zerg, it's going to be Pack Rat. Will we see more unfettered, unrestrained aggression from Pack Rat once again with all-ins? Or will they go for a macro build this time? What will we see from Shivers and Milk? What kind of playstyle does this Terran player have? Gasless Expand? Maybe a Factory Expand into a 1/1/1? I'm so hopeful. Maybe just a 2-Rax Academy into SK? Oh, okay. An 8-Rax. Now I'm trying to recall with my brain. The gears are turning. Was it Shivers that one game a few games ago that did the 8-Rax? Now I can't remember. My memory's terrible. But yeah, this is going to be an 8-Rax, so early aggression from Terran. We're going to need to get some value, get some drone kills out of that. And a very standard 12 hatch from Pack Rat. So this is the optimal setup that you want from Terran. You want them to go 12 hatch, because the pool is much later. And they'll have to pull lots of drones off of the line, stop them from mining to deal with the incoming Marines, and a potential bunker push as well. So Drone Scout. This is good. This should give Pack Rat kind of an early warning. Okay, 11 pool 10 gas, very standard 2-hatch play. Yep, and Marines. Hey, that's pretty early for a Marine, huh? Yeah. Unfortunately, not much can be done right here. But oh wow. Wow. Pulling the drones very, very early to deal with this bunker that's up here. I gotta say, if you didn't do that, this bunker would probably finish, and this natural hatchery would probably be lost. So yeah, drones fully surround this bunker, cancels it, mutes this, so this survives. And it looks like Shivers and Milk will decide against doing an 8-Rax full push and just keep the Marines at home and instead take a zone natural. And with the way this game developed and losing that bunker and losing the map control so early, I think that's probably the right call. Pack Rat even getting lots of Zerglings just in case, because you know there's Marines out there and you've got nothing. You don't have a colony, you've got nothing, so this is kind of necessary. And isn't 8-Rax typing a bit more forward? I thought so. I find it a little strange that you would 8-Rax and put it right in your base, like so close. Because the whole point of 8-Rax is to put on as early a pressure on Zerg as you can. And if you had the racks forward, like out here, there'd be so much less distance for the Marine to cover. So yeah, I feel like if you're going to do an 8-Rax, you probably want to put it as forward as possible without leaving yourself overexposed from a Zergling counterattack. You don't want to go so far forward that you can't fly your racks back to make Marines in time. But you want to put it forward enough where you can make Marines and then lift it off and then put it back safely to make a wall, and in time to make more Marines for any potential Zergling counter. Okay, so natural up and running. Good bunker location right here, SCV to block. So we're well protected from any kind of Zergling run by. And what do we have from Pack Rat? I feel like we're seeing a little bit of a trend here with him. Speedlings on the way. This might be difficult to bust. Oh, Shivers is going to walk out and try to apply some pressure, probably at the worst time. sees all the Zerglings that are there, yeah, moves back, fill that bunker, and I think this should still be a hold, as long as he doesn't get up the ramp. Okay, well 3 isn't terrible to deal with. So now we have a very, very positive scenario from SHIVERSANDMILK here. These Zerglings are going to try to get whatever damage they can done. They do get 1 SCV, 2, and some lost mining time. But that doesn't really equal out the scales, so to speak. I think more damage was caused to Pack Rat by sacrificing all those larvae to Zerglings that really didn't accomplish very much. And now he's behind in trying to drone up. And losing all those Zerglings leaves you completely vulnerable and exposed, so these creep colonies have to go down to defend against a potential marine counter. So overall, Pack Rat's now in a pretty rough spot. Spire pops. A Muta in the making, with, you know, whatever resources he can muster. It's tough when you don't get your drones in time, and you instead get Zerglings. You just can't get the resources for them. Mutas are very expensive. But I don't gotta tell you guys that. Okay, that's a scan. Scan goes down at the natural. Perfect. Peaks one of the Mutas. So we should see, yep, there's the engineering bay. These turrets will get up in time. The bunker in the main, bunker in the nat. Bunker at the mineral line. Turrets going up. So yeah, SHIVERSANDMILK is in a pretty good position. And for now, all is quiet on the Eclipse front. No more tech coming out. Some Overlords, more Mutas being played. And we gotta get out on the map with these guys. But you probably want to do that at around 7, so you can one-shot SCVs. But, you know, moving out with 5 just for now, just to get on the map, I think is okay. It's an okay call. You can rally the other 2 Mutalisks, and then decide what you're going to do next. If you want to continue making Mutas and go for more Mutalisk heavy play, transition to Lurkers. So yeah, I don't think these will get very much done here, and yeah, Pack Rat sees that too and backs off. And where are you going? This must be a scout, I'm assuming, just to make sure that Pack Rat's not taking the super gas base on Eclipse, the top left, which has 2 gases. And I think this is a good call, because nothing was watching the front here. Nothing was there to stop the SCV, like usually you park Zerglings here to catch move-outs and scouts. When that's not there, yeah, pull a worker out and go scout. Go see what Zerg's doing. Just see that the bases are not there, so that you can kind of start a game of deduction. And as this third goes up, this SCV is going to scout it. Another scan goes down at the natural here. Not very much different, but that's kind of a low drill count, so perhaps a red flag. Just excellent job scouting. I tip my hat to SHIVERSANDMILK for his excellent scouting this game. And also an excellent Zergling hold as well. So here we go. Macro engine starting to fire up on more than 3 cylinders. It's moving up to 5. That doesn't make any sense. Cars can't have that many cylinders. Not the point. These Mutalisks are going to come in. They're going to flank very well. Oh, pick these medics off, please. Gets 1. Very good. Yep, picks off from the flank. Gets the fire back. Gets another Marine. You could kill this. You could just straight up kill this, buddy. Alright, backs off. Groups up with the other 2 Mutalisks that are here. Starting to drone up a little bit. Have our Queen's Nest, so this might be a very fast hive. No natural gas yet for Terran. Very interesting. Really focusing on the infantry right now. In fact, I don't even see so much as a factory. And I almost missed this, but yeah, like I was saying, you just group up with the other mutalisks that you have and chew that up. You could kill that, no problem. More mutas out. This will make a nearly full group. And this is nothing to scoff at. You can get a lot of work done with this many mutalisks. But you know, there's a lot of infantry out. There's no upgrades yet, unfortunately. But moving out, at the same time, probably moving to take a third. Intercept and kill. Oh, I don't think he's going to get the peek on these infantry moving. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We have no idea. Packrat has no idea that this is coming. But does get in the main base. Now, unfortunately, the longer Packrat stays here with these mutas, the more dead this base is. This base is dead. It's so dead, in fact, that Packrat himself is just dead, and he leaves the game. That's how dead he is. That's it. That's how you kill a Zerg. You just sneak your Marines out, and that's why it's so important when you're playing a Zerg to keep track of Terran's infantry army. Alright, how are we feeling? We doing good? Because that was Group 18. We're done with Group 18. Now we're moving on into another group. Now this group it's Group 31. We don't have as many games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we have 7. The other group had, I think, 8? Yeah, for a total of 15. So just one game less, but still, we got some names. We've got some names for this group. I picked this group out myself because I wanted to cast it. I'm going to fire up the very first game. Here we go. Scene. So, on Eclipse for week 2, for Group 31, we're going to start things fresh with STANEL as our red Protoss player in the top right. And in the lower left is the black Terran. It's going to be TARANACK. Now I recognize both of these names. They're both vets. I think I played STANEL a couple times. I have not played TARANACK. But I'm aware that both of them are pretty good. Pretty good. Group 31 is going to be fun. Hello, Mr. Probe. At 8 supply with a pylon on top. This is interesting. I don't think I see this very often. Supply going down in the anti-zealot formation where you'll place your barracks here and then you'll have 2 micro holes for your Marines that zealots cannot fit through. Always like to see this, and in fact I myself do this every time. And with a pylon scout, I have to believe that this is going to be a gas steal. And TARANACK moves his SCV into position immediately, and they're so neck and neck, and he gets his gas down before it can be stolen. Very tight move from TARANACK right there. Impressive. Instead, uses the money, STANEL takes his own gas, and we move forward in a seemingly very regular PvT. And this probe will do the best job that it can, trying to harass the SCV building the racks. And the ones that are mining the gas. Zealot first, for STANEL. And send that across the map, harass. How is the sound, guys? We haven't said anything else about the sound issue. Give me a heads up in chat. I appreciate it. So again, a pretty normal looking game coming out here. One on gas. after factory, so this looks to be a factory expand. Probe watching the front for move outs. Zealot coming across for harass. Core on the way. Another Zealot. And here comes the first Zealot probe combo. And immediately TARANACK pulls his Marines behind and the little cubby holes there. Picks off the SCV making the factory. That delay is going to be a little painful. He does pick off one of the Marines as well. Ooh, nice! Gets a pick on that probe with the SCV, pulls the SCV away. So far some pretty damn good micro from TARANACK. Alright, getting another Marine pick-off. But with 3 Marines, one just popped out, I think this isn't going to be any more of an issue. Well, it does manage to secure one more SCV kill just before losing the Zealot. And that puts us at 18 versus 19 workers, favoring Protoss. Oh, this is cool. Hiding the Zealot on the map. Pushing with the Dragoon, they'll probably push together. Yeah, consolidate these 3 and then just push in the natural. I don't... with this bunker coming up here... Oh, that's so sick. TARANACK gets his vulture out on the map. STANEL has no idea about it. Okay, so he's just going to decide to try and run by. SCV does a great job blocking. A fantastic job blocking. Like, practically a 10 out of 10 job blocking. And now this threat is completely neutralized. Like, you can't walk in with the goon. Well, I guess you could walk past, but that's awfully committing. Like, STANEL's just doing his best to try and be annoying and try to stall for as much time as possible, getting rid of these SCVs building. But yeah, the problem with committing is that you're just going to lose these units. But this Zealot here is a regaining threat because its shields are starting to come back. And it doesn't look like TARANACK noticed in time because he already lost 2 SCVs from this pressure. This is great. 2 kills on this Zealot already. It's paid for itself. But the tank will clean it up. And just look at this. This is... I'm pretty thoroughly impressed with the way TARANACK's playing this out. Because this is, if you're a Terran player, you understand how annoying it is to do what you're trying to do and deal with Protoss that's in your base with like 1 or 2 Zealots super early. And yeah, even microing the injured Marines back. Still losing 1. Yeah, you're going to lose some stuff, but it's the small things that really add up. But so far, we're looking at a pretty even game. The only thing that's kind of a discrepancy is the workers, but it's only a 3-worker lead that STANEL has. And his natural's not even saturated yet, so... Okay, 2-gate robotics, 2-gate observer. This is a very, very safe opener for Protoss. It's really cool that the vultures are getting out on the map. But this should be neutralized pretty easily with the 2-gate observer opening. And yeah, the Dragoon's out kind of just scoping the place out and on patrol. I like the thought. I'd probably do the same thing too. And try to get as much done, you know, try to get some mines planted in some strategic spots, like holding the high ground. But, yeah, actually there's just not enough here for STANEL to really make anything happen. And we don't have siege mode on the way, but we don't really need it with 2 tanks. And all STANEL has to do is just be a bit patient. Oh, snipe that probe! Nice! Great pick off right there, fantastic. We got some scans going down, and that's just going to fully reveal the current strategy. So TARANACK knows what's up. And in this position, should feel pretty comfortable. There's goons out on the map, but you're not really too concerned about that right now. You've got mines for vision to see where movement's going. You see the pylon wall, you know he's taking his third right now, so you know the third timing. And everything's just kind of flowing very smoothly. You get the observer in the base to see the factory count. Yeah, you even see the third command center on the factory count, so you know what to expect. Siege mode about halfway done. This is not going to be a thing very soon. These goons. Yeah, smartly. Should probably back up. Tests the waters a little bit just to see what's in the front and then backs off. That's pretty smart. Oh no. Tank. Oh no. Lost the tank to aggro. That hurts a little bit. Alright, but no, we should still be fine, I think. You're gonna lose some tanks, and that sucks, but with these two tanks up here, this should be cleaned up. We'll just lose some SCVs. So it's a little unfortunate, but it's absolutely holdable. Ooh, yeah, this tank just a little bit out of range to defend. So we're losing a lot of tanks, actually. Pulling the SCVs just to be safe. Oh, losing the vultures, too. This actually turned out to do a bit more than I expected. Focusing down that ComSat. Laying defensive mines, so that one doesn't get down. I think as long as TARANACK keeps his natural CC, he's still in the game. Use the boys. Use the boys, fight the goons off. So I like the reinforcing idea, but I think this is done. Like once these tanks get into a better position, this harassment's pretty much over. So we'll see where this game develops from here. STANEL's starting to get some additional gateways. A little low on the gateway count for 10 minutes in, but we have the majority of our Arbiter tech already here. So a fast Arbiter play could be a little bit dicey. Look at this observer coverage too. That's fantastic. STANEL can see everything that's happening. Okay, so we're at another draw still. The game stands still. Oh, get under it, block it. Okay, does not block the landing, but nothing to reinforce. Nothing to help, nothing to save this, so yeah, gonna have to pull this back. And this, with 5 goons here, that's kind of a threat. This will burn down. I don't think STANEL will be able to get this, but it will be at the burn down state. All I have to do is pull a couple SCVs up here and get this repaired, but yeah, there we go. Grab that real quick. And it should be fine. Lots of defensive mines being laid. Here we go, first Arbiter on the way. Stasis on the way. All gateways firing off. Good worker count. 54 to 42. Good patrolling, checking for bases, proxies, etc. Some decent army movement out of STANEL too, taking the entire map. But of course, at this stage as a Terran player, you're not really interested in being out on the map, especially after dealing with such losses. Double armory. Get this one firing. Yeah, you got the science facility. That's good. Vulture speed. Yeah, finally adding more facts on. We're definitely going to need more than 2 to be able to fight. And no upgrades at all, no ground upgrades. Usually we see at least +1 attack. Okay, some mine clearing. Ooh, a vulture drop. That's gonna get spotted. Oh wow, that was super close. send that home and repair it, try again. Zealot bombs ready. Dragoons and observer at the ready. First Arbiter out. Whoa, three Stargates. Fleet beacon. Very cool. Here's the interceptor upgrade. So we're going from fast Arbiter straight to 3 Stargate carrier. That's pretty cool. You hear that scan. Scans the 3rd. No info quite yet. Oh, I'm getting some of the goons splattered. One, two, three, four, five, six. 6 factories. Good, let's get these churning. Pylon, pylon, probe. Look at this map coverage and vision. STANEL just taking the map and chilling out. Gonna focus on getting these carriers out. Here is that vulture drop. And if this was microed a little bit, could have maybe tucked them behind here and gotten a good number of probe kills. But we lost sight of them. And I'll admit, I do that too. Storm drop. Wow, that was juicy. Good number of SCVs killed. 48 to 42. Plus 2 weapons on mech. Some more army movement through the middle with this Arbiter. The first carriers are out. A little bit of skirmishing here in the middle. Just gonna go right through and clear these mines out. It's sacrificing basically all the zealots. Here's a nice stasis, grabs 2 of the tanks and 1 of the vultures. But without any other reinforcements, yeah, I'm gonna have to back out of this. And I don't get the impression that TARANACK knows this is going straight to carriers. Because I feel like we'd start seeing Goliath production, you know? And we've got more carriers on the way. And that's on top of the 2 that are already out. Protoss is on 4 bases. Trying to secure the 3rd for Terran. And here we have the reveal. So I feel like I'm used to Protosses revealing carriers at 4+. But, you know, there's no anti-air. TARANACK didn't know. It's very unfortunate when you don't get that information and carriers just appear out of nowhere all of a sudden. So, good game, good plays from both players. Just a little unfortunate how the information played out at the end there. Very cool. Let us proceed with Group 31 into our next game. Firing it up. Here we go! Alright. In the top right as the pink Zerg, we have SIRREF. And in the lower left as the orange Protoss, it's Return. Return, what are you doing playing Protoss? It's cool, I'm not judging, I'm just saying, I'm used to you being Zerg, and I know you're in the chat. Okay, work our way up to 9 drones. Is this going to be an Overlord? Probe goes out. Pylon Scout? Nope. So I believe this should be a Gateway. No out or in with the probe, it stays. Yeah, that telegraphs gateway, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here's our overlord. Here is the overpool. Good. Very nice, very standard. Nothing gimmicky so far. Yep, there's the gateway. And we're gonna do an upward scout and around. So this is a little cheeky. It's just so that Zerg can't see your scout coming, or maybe, actually, with the trajectory of where this probe is going, it looks like it's about to go and make a proxy pylon. Oh. 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 That's dirty. Now we're getting a little dirty. This is going to be a dirty job. Okay, we get that 11 hatch. Pool's about to pop. Start to see some lings get hatched. There's one pair. And where do we go from here? Because this could be... I was thinking this might be a proxy attempt, but with the scout coming in here, I think this is just a third block, so that Zerg can't go 3 base. Oh man, that really sucks. Getting the probe caught on the pathing from the units, and you just lose that scouting probe early on. That always sucks. So, drone's going to move out to take the third, but it's not going to be able to, unless it chooses another location. Zealot comes out to harass, and these 4 Zerglings should be able to take care of it, no problem. As long as it doesn't tuck itself into some crevice, or somewhere with very low surface area. Yeah, drone sees that pylon, says nope. So we're going lower right. Zealot gets in the main base. It's a nice scout off. More Zerglings pop. Yeah, this Zealot's donezo. He's gone. He's just for scouting purposes at this point. There's a forge and a tight choke block. Natural nexus up. Gas on the way. Third being taken in the lower right instead. Oh, a second Zealot came in. Kills a drone. Big plays. Big plays. Okay, this one finally gets taken down, and this one is about to get surrounded. Return doing a very good job microing around with these Zealots and keeping them alive. Trying to get as much value as he can with them. Alas, down it goes. Now. Kill. Kill. That Zealot survived for so long. Okay, core on the way, 1 cannon to defend, 2 Zealots plug in the choke. Transfer probes. Looking pretty good. Zergling's gonna kill off this, because it's annoying. And from here, we just tech up, drone up. And we transition into a little bit of a slower game as we head into the mid-game. Zergling's gonna peek Protoss's front, catch any move-outs. Stargate. Alright, that's the path that we're taking as Protoss. So return's going to go for Corsairs. At least 1 for the Scout, but potentially more for the Harass and the Utility. Because having that extra option in your back pocket to just kill Overlords on a whim is... it's chef's kiss. It's mwah. I always endorse Corsair play, but I know there are a number of Protoss players out there that don't care for it because of its micro intensity and would prefer to go for Citadel first. And that's totally fine, because you get legs early and you can get +1 early and you can make a huge Zealot push and be effective. But with the Corsair, man, you get the full Scout off. You get the full Scout. What does Zerg have? Oh, I don't know, just fly all over their shit and look. Okay, Macro Hatch, Hydra Den, Spire. I feel like the Hydroden is a little early here. And we could use a 5th macro hatch. But what do I know? I'm not inside SIRREF's head, so I can't see what the thoughts are. Here's the scout. Yep, gets the full scout off. Sees the spire. Gonna harass this overlord. There we go. Evolution chamber, macro hatch. Now, this overlord's going to die. But if SIRREF's response was quick enough, we should not lose any more overlords. So for production, we see that there are Scourge on the way, as well as Hydras. And yeah, man, I mean, just full scout. Like, you see the den, you see the spire, so Return knows what's up. Scourge gonna chase the Corsair, all is normal. Zergling's continuing to sweep around, looking for any kind of move-outs. Gates going down. Templar Archives on the way. Super standard ZVP right here. Right here. +1 weapons for the air, so going to commit to a high Corsair count for the harassment type play. +1 ground weapons for Protoss, nearly done. Yep, legs a little more than halfway. Everything looking real good. Trapping the probe behind this pylon and the minerals to get a good magic box effect for the Corsairs. And SIRREF just pumping out Hydras. Hydra upgrades on the way, ranged upgrade on the way. Everything nice and pretty. Nice and prim and proper. Now we just wait for more developments. Overlord speed. Started. Gateways firing off. Dark Templars, loving that. Group of Corsair with +1. Kill this Zergling. Move out. +1 speed, +1 air. Zealot Corsair move out. So now Return's going to go looking. And what he's looking for is value, damage, harassment, anything, bases. It's natural to assume that a base would be taken here, but when you see no creep and no morphing hatch, yeah, no. So then you have the power of deduction. You say, okay, well, he probably took a base in ostensibly the lower right, yeah? And that's where this DT is heading. Finds the base, but can't get in for any harassment. Just gets the intel. Corsair look for the overlords, and in the meantime, Zealots should engage the Hydras. I mean, I would not engage this. It's a lot of Hydras, just kind of chilling out, but normally that's what you see. So, map control gained by Return, and for quite a while we'll keep it until we see all these Hydras start to move out. Doing a good job of picking off all the stray outlying overlords, even supply blocking SIRREF. A little bit of a supply block here for Return, very unfortunate. Happens to the best of us. +1 armored ground on the way. Double Evo chamber. Ranged Carapace. Queen's Nest on the way, so further tech development for SIRREF. And all the overlords clustered around where all the Hydras are at the natural. A tight but comfortable play. And yeah, as long as this continues to persist, Return continues to hold the map, and he has many options from there. Take a third, power up harder, and it looks like a little bit of both. Cannon's going down to protect the third. Corsair roaming around looking for Scourge. Don't look for those. Oh, it looks like they'll barely miss each other. How about that? Okay, so we have a lot of Hydras. Scourge getting a full scout off on Protoss. Gonna lose a couple of the cannons. Wow. Look at all this Zerg. Ooh, some good picks on these Overlords here with the Corsair. But SIRREF playing smart with the Overlord speed, keeping the Overlords with the Hydras. And another pylon block at the regular third. I love it. Okay, Zealot Templar Corsair. Moving out. How many storms do we got? Well, this one has full energy. We have a lot of storms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 storms. 8 storms. That's a lot. So it's going to come down to that storm micro if these two armies engage. Which neither player knows about each other, but SIRREF has decided to pull the trigger on a more offensive action. Going to kind of crawl up over here to the high ground for a much better posture. And none of this is seen by return. That kind of sucks. Until it's too late. But wow, quick pull trigger on the storms there with the Templar. Absolutely well done. These storms going off are just eviscerating the Hydra members. That was a fantastic job done on the storm front. A couple Corsairs coming in to harass the Overlords. Another great storm. But unfortunately, we're a little out of juice on both sides. SIRREF is not going to be able to continue pushing, but Return's army is dead. Until we get 3 Archons popping. Big meaty Archons. Overlords retreating back, more Hydras being produced. Hive Tech, Defiler Den, Crackling upgrade on the way. So we're starting to see a late game transition for Zerg. More weapons on the way. Armor on the way. I feel like the gateway count's a little short. Oh, that's probably why. We don't have anything at the third mining yet. Well, Zerg's still only on 3 base, so I think this position is fine for return. And Zerg has wrestled map control back from Protoss, so I think SIRREF's in an okay position too. There's no clear deciding factor yet, so this is still a very good game. Oh, that's funny. Return was going to try to set up cannons here to try to really block the third, but does get spotted by this little Scourge that flew over, and SIRREF cleans this up no problem. Man, that's a lot of Hydras. And now we're going to have Cracklings start to come out to assist the Hydras. And where's the Evolution Chambers? No melee upgrade started just yet. Taking a 4th. Taking the sister base to the bottom right. And these two armies are going to engage. We need Storm. We really need Storm here. Great. Oh yeah, great Storm. Oh, juicy. One more right here. Delectable. So with great Storm play, Return just pushes in from this high ground position down towards where will be the pathway between the natural and third for SIRREF. And if you can hold that position, or just push on in, I'm not sure about continuing the aggression, but absolutely holding this area will be pretty critical. Defilers are out, but this does not have energy yet, and I'm unsure whether or not Consume has been researched. Zerg come down from the flank from the lower right base. And oh, Money Storm. Fantastic. I'd say this would probably be Return's game if he had any reinforcements coming. But this is it. So we'll get some more damage done, but this should be cleaned up when most of the rest of the Hydralisks pop here. Actually, there's only a small handful popping. We need to get up this ramp here and kill that Defiler. That's a big play. That could have been a Dark Swarm. And yeah, SIRREF struggling a little bit to get this under control. There's not much here. But when your units are being birthed one at a time from these eggs, and they get shot down by the Dragoons, it's a little tough. Now here we go. Here's the macro machine I was looking for. There we go. That'll clean this up, no problem. But as I say that, wave number 2 prepares and launches. Now this, I think this could be a death blow. Now this is 2-2 Protoss. This is 3-2 Zerg for ranged, and 0-2 for melee. I don't. There's enough storm here. Yeah, there's enough storm here to end this game if done properly. Oh my lurker! Holy freaking lurker! Oh. Oh, he doesn't see it. Oh, there we go. Storm. Oh, Storm Daddy, Storm. Get it! See that lightning? Oh, yeah. Oh, beautiful. That's a game-ending blow right there. That's how you close out a game strong. And SIRREF leaves the game after suffering those losses. Yep, that's a pretty clear victor right there. Things were a little slow at the start, but quickly spiced right up. Alright, what else do I have on the list? Oh yeah, this looks cool. Let's do this. Let's cast over this. Check this out. So here this time around is the red Protoss in the top right. It's our returning player STANEL once again. And he'll be squaring off with Return, who has returned to playing Zerg. I had to. No apologies. I can't resist making dumb puns. You may flame me as you wish. Okay, probe coming out to the natural. You'll see the pylon here. There we go. Zerg across the map with the Overlord. We'll see if this turns into an overpool. Okay, it's going to be a forge opener. And pretty quick scout here, I think, from STANEL. So here we do have the overpool opening. Drone fights the probe. Drone wants to make the hatch. Yeah, comes back and fights. And a pylon block. Very, very nice. It's going to be super annoying. But at this point, the thing that makes the most sense to do if you're going to expand is just move up to the third right up here. Either that, or I suppose you could wait for the Zerglings to tear the pylon down, but you're losing a lot of time on your natural by waiting. Especially considering that STANEL decided to commit to this pylon here, he did not cancel it. Okay, second cannon down here just for safety, seeing that there are Zerglings out on the map now. And yeah, Return will decide to simply tear down the pylon and then make the base afterwards. Sending out the third drone here for the third base, setting down the natural. Yeah, it's late, but what are you gonna do? Getting the gas. Now I'm assuming Return knows or suspects that this is a forge opener, but I like this little optimization where he got his gas before the third hatch. How annoying. How absolutely annoying. Okay, and all the Zerglings are across the map already to check out the entrance to the natural that Protoss has. So this isn't going to be dealt with very quickly, and STANEL's going to, again, commit to this pylon blocking this third. But Return doesn't want any of that nonsense and goes for the, I guess, regular fourth base location as his third. And with 100 gas... Hydroden. Alright. Alright, Light Swarm, here you go. I know it's not quite 973, but it might eventually turn into it. 9. Hatch, hatch. At least you're getting some early Hydra action that I see you're looking for. This pylon gets cleared out. Now the downside to this as Protoss is that you just lost 200 minerals. But you get that in exchange for, you know, delaying the Zerg bases, and you know, we've got these Zerglings here to spot any move outs, but there's not even so much as a single Zealot out yet. And oh, that's interesting, a second gateway right here too. Huh, that's neat, I don't usually see that. And Cybernetics Core. Yep, we don't have a layer yet. So, it's gonna be a Hydralisky busty play. Here comes some drones. Gonna power up a little bit. Yep, Return's quick on the trigger there, sees the little red moving out on the minimap, catches that probe, chases it down. Well, chases it. I don't know how far it'll get. Probes are actually a little faster than non-speedlings. Or the same speed? One of the two. It looks pretty close. But yeah, STANEL's going to check out this third location, see that the pylon was taken down, but this was not taken. Where is that third base? Well, he's not going to find out. On top of that, didn't really get any kind of drone check, didn't get any kind of tech scout, so STANEL definitely playing blind here. Okay, Citadel Stargate. Now with the Stargate play decision here, I think... Macro hatch. I thought this was going to be a dedicated Hydra push, but I guess not. Under the assumption that it would have been like a Hydra push, I think the Stargate would have been the nail in the coffin. But since it's not some sort of 973, it's clearly not like a big push. Yeah, I think things are just going to continue to roll along as they are. It just looks like it's developing into a power play where Return wanted to get enough workers to sustain a healthy Hydralisk production and then just produce a bunch and see where we go from there. So these Zealots are spotted, coming in for some harassment. Now we have upgrades on the Hydras, so speed and range. And with the Zerglings here, I don't think these Zealots are going to be able to do much. Yeah, turns around. It's probably the right move. You don't want to commit too hard and end up losing all your standing ground army, really. You just have 2 zealots back at home. And it's hard. It's hard to back away with these zealots when the Hydras have speed and range, and the Zerglings have speed, and legs just kicked in, so there you go. Yep, just a lot more macroage coming out of return. No tech just yet. Just Hydralist production. Just drone production. Just gonna chill out here. But the number of Hydralisks that have been fielded is enough of a threat that STANEL's decided, okay, I lost enough of my army, I gotta make some additional cannons back at home. So that slows Protoss down a little bit. And that was a quick semi-commit right there. Lost a couple Hydras and then realized how many cannons were there, so return backs off. Now, +1 weapons is done for Protoss ground. Armor just started at the Forge. I feel like there's an Artosis pylon play that could be made here. If return could see it and snipe this pylon off, you'd negate the 5 cannons, plus this, and these would be unpowered. I feel like that's in the cards. So where are we at tech-wise for Protoss? We have a robotics facility that just finished up. Observatory placed down. Little short on the gateway count. Just starting to power that up. That's good. Yeah, there we go. There's them gateways. Return taking his forced base at his 3rd. Okay, finally we have layer tech coming. A little after 9 minutes, it'll pop. Oh, range on the way for Hydras. I feel like that's a little late. And are we going to see a little push out with these Templars? I feel like that's risky. Oh no, he decoupled from the Zealots. Ooh, that was close. Those Hydras could have popped right up and sniped both of them off. Oh, pull your Corsair back. There you go. Okay, observers on the way. Probably thinking that there's lurkers out here, but, well, we know there's not. More Hydras at home, more Hydras being produced. There's our lurker upgrade, that's on the way. And oh wow, looks like return committed really hard here. Ends up losing all the Hydralisks up here, save for just 3, and they're even beaten and battered, bruised pretty heavily. And loses an Overlord. Oh my goodness, what happened? So produced a round of drones, so we're a little short on the Hydras, but you'll have to consolidate and continue moving forward. The Protoss is marching across the map with a bunch of +1 speed lots. This is bad. Now that these Hydras are being ganged up on by these Zealots, it's going to be pretty rough. Okay, we got to send these up and reinforce. Okay, STANEL looking around, trying to fish for a potential weak point to punch in with these Zealots. Getting a lot of Hydra picks. It's very nice. This should not be breakable. This should not be breakable if return just stays on the high ground here. Oh, but with the storm, I don't know. Actually, that's a game changer. Here we go. Money shot. There it is. Alright, yeah, that was pretty good. But with the lurker egg, clutch blocks the ramp. You're not getting up here. Get out of here. Pylons in position at the regular 4th for Protoss. A little bit of army consolidation down here outside Zerg. More macro hatches. More macro hatches. Lots of Hydras. And when I say lots, there was 12 in production at one point. But this is a lot of Zealots. Like, STANEL's got a lot of Zealots here. And he's parking these ones down here, probably for a sneak in, waiting for Zerg to move out first with the Hydras. And yeah, it's a 1-2 punch. You kind of punch up here at one base. That's not going to work out because of the lurkers, but... oh my. And then these zealots just get picked off. I felt like it would have been so much better to have the zealots just go straight into the natural instead of try to come up and help. We're losing some Corsair. Yeah, I think the scales just kind of tipped back into Return's favor here. I mean, we have a worker discrepancy, 54-44. Alright, that's 10. But for Zerg, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We have all these macro hatches that are about to pop, so larva is going to be very plentiful. And with that, I think, you know, Return's just going to muscle his way through this game. Unless STANEL does something about the Hydra Lurker composition that's just going to grow out of control. Like, we need more Storm. I need to see more High Templars. His Return's already fielded a bunch of Lurkers. Looking real good. This is very well defended up here. You're not getting to the 4th or the 3rd. And even a pack down here. And some interesting army movement from STANEL. I guess just checking the top right, the top left. Always want to give this a check, because it's critical. It's got 2 gases. It's only 6,000 worth, but with 2 at once, you get the gas flowing real quick. You can't let a player have that. But STANEL going to take a more defensive posture here and secure the 4th. Oh, I'd really like to see this saturated right here at the 3rd. Especially since the main is about to die, resource-wise. Natural's getting pretty dead. And still producing a lot of zealots. Okay, here we go. Tried and true push in with lots of Dragoons versus Lurkers. Gonna try to muscle our way through the Zerg here, but this is, no. No, this ain't happening. Yeah, you have to back out. That ain't happening. That's too much Zerg. And there's plenty more to spare, too. I definitely think the scales are still tipped in Return's favor, because if we look at the supply, Zerg's ahead. And if you're Terran or Protoss, that's never good. And if you're Zerg, it's not good either, because your mirror opponent's ahead of you. Excellent Lurker line. This Lurker line is fantastic. This will defend very well. This is not getting through. And huge swaths of Hydralisks, just huge amounts in the middle of the map here on Return's side. Okay, we have a little bit of consolidation here up on this plateau. The Observer should be catching all of this. Yeah, you see a massive Hydras right here. You're going to reposition your army pretty quick, and that's exactly what STANEL does. You have to secure this plateau before Zerg does, but Zerg gets here quicker. I don't know. Oh my god. That was a storm and a half. But yeah, now that just Goons are left, Goons versus Hydras is not going to be very good. So we'll have to back off. Again, I'd really like to see more Storm. That's a good one. That's a really good one. But I think Return just has too much. He just has too much, and this expensive Protoss army is getting whittled down really strong. And Zerg can afford to lose just about all of this. If all these Hydras die, okay, whatever, we're just going to send more. We have all these macro hatches, these saturated bases mining, all these larvae hanging around, we'll just make more. And so now STANEL, I think, has a major uphill battle ahead of him. Zerg's going to find this 4th base. It's not enough cannons here to defend this, so Zerg's going to chew this up. And when this goes down, I think the scales tip so heavily into Return's favor that it's probably just his game. All these probes just falling like a machine gun. Just bap, 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 dead. Here we go, more storms. Great storms right there. Gonna get the Templar pick off. Yeah, this base is donezo. Double robotics facilities here for some Reaver play on the defense, but it's a little too late for that, unfortunately. Here we go. I thought we'd see more lurkers up here with this push, but gosh, it doesn't even look necessary. We still have a bunch of units being macroed out behind all this, and yeah, there's just not enough. Protoss loses the majority of his army, and STANEL types GG and taps out. That was a great game, though. That was a really good game. Lots of good, healthy army movement. I'm thoroughly impressed with both players there. I was excited for this group, Group 31. When I saw all the names on this list, I was like, oh yeah, I'm all over this. Let's go. Fire up the next game. Got a lot of games to work through with two groups, but hey, I'm powering through it, right? Here we go. Gosh, that's an ugly color, and I'm partially colorblind. I think that's pale yellow. And it's TARANACK coming back in the top right. And the lower left, again, is the pink Zerg. It's SIRREF. So TVZ on Eclipse. Very fast, dynamic. I love it. Why did I not make breakfast this morning? I should have made a good breakfast. I'm hungry. Anyway, normalish supply opening for TARANACK, so no forward 8 racks, or 8 racks in general. We have the Overlord here for SIRREF, so at the very least an overpool. Sends Owl. Where's Hotwig when you need him? Sending them eggs via package. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're just going to have to ask Circling. Okay, so we're looking at a 12 hatch play here out of SIRREF. Regular barracks timing here for TARANACK. This could develop any number of ways. Oh, this is curious. And a little greedy. SIRREF is going for more drones instead of a pool. So at 13 drops the pool. Probably 12 takes the gas. Yeah, so a drone advantage in exchange for risk. Fortunately, there is no risk, so that extra 2 drones is going to pay off. Okay, so a very, very healthy 2-base play from SIRREF. Racks expand for TARANACK. And Circling, stop trying to make things hard for me. And we should probably see another barracks right here. I see you in chat. I see what you're doing. Yeah, there's our second barracks. We'll see a gas pretty soon. Quick layer right here. Okay, so 2-base layer versus 2 racks expand. Well, racks expand into 2 racks academy, ostensibly. There's our gas. There's our transfer down to the NAT as it finishes. Very nice. Good timing there. And SIRREF killed this SCV. There we go. It only took how many Zerglings? Alright. So, with a little bit of analysis here, SIRREF's at 21 supply, 14 drones, has not taken the natural gas yet. You could put down a Spire, then has to take the natural gas pretty soon if you want to be able to produce a good number of Mutalisks. Zergling's moving across the map. This is 8 Lings, which I feel like is an abnormal number, but with the 2 early drones extra early on, I think this is okay. It doesn't put you behind really at all. You could think of this really as 4 Zerglings, because the early 2 drones that SIRREF snuck in. Very crafty. So it's like a 2.5 hatch play, because there's a 3rd hatch there, Spire here. Here's the Academy with Stim on the way, Comsats going up. Engineering Bay. Yep, everything pretty standard, pretty normal. Well, standard and somewhat normal. SIRREF had a pretty cool approach to the opening that I really appreciate, and I don't see it very often. It's pretty cool. So here's our first move out. With the scans going down, scans the natural, sees the colonies going up, scans the main, even catches the glimpse of the 3rd hatch, so knows it's 2.5. And is going to march across anyway. I wouldn't be surprised to see this turn around like halfway or 3/4 of the way, because with 2 sunks and a bunch of Zerglings that you know are out, this can be defended. Even with Stim, I think this will be alright, because this is the timing, you know, almost at 6 minutes, you know Mutalisks are going to be out. So yeah, I think this is probably going to be a mute play, but the Zerglings are in a strange position. Okay, move towards the flank. Okay, you have to engage now. You have to... Okay, you lost one of the Sunkens without any addition. Here's a great surround, and this gets cleaned up no problem. Beautifully done. Great. Point of mention that SIRREF lost no units there. Still have 8 Zerglings here. Mutalisks came out. Didn't even take damage. The only thing lost was the 2 sunken colonies, which were placed there specifically for that push. So, tip of the hat to SIRREF there for great defense. Yeah. Now this is problematic because TARANACK's turrets are a little bit late. Now we have some at production, finally, for the first time today. We have turrets at production, so that's good, but there's no turrets in the main, and there's turrets now up at the Nat. But this is free reign for these mutas. Okay, so we have 6 here, a 7th one comes in, but oh, unfortunately, through the rally it takes too much damage. 3rd base, almost on the way. Okay, SIRREF plans to take it. More Mutalisks being fielded. Yep. Alright. This is a pretty good position for SIRREF. None of this is being mined. Only mining from 1 base. Yikes, the longer this stays like this, the further the scales tip into SIRREF's favor. Okay, here we have Stim Marines, but no medics, so this damage is permanent. Gotta get up there, wasting a lot of time on that Stim, it's gonna wear off. Okay, we have 1 medic here. 8, 9 mutas, I think this is still a bit too much. I mean, you can dance around this and still be able to make damage work. Yeah, still committing. Taking out these buildings here too. Infrastructure damage is really high. So I think SIRREF is in an extremely healthy position here. Hydra Den with Lurker on the way. Third base being taken. Zergling's holding the ramp, nice and tight. And Muta's continuing to harass. But there's 4 turrets here, so I don't know about this. Might just want to commit upwards a little bit more and get in. And dance around a little bit. Doing that will keep the Marines at home, which neutralizes any threat that Terran can have on the map. But unfortunately, commits way too hard here and loses every single Mutalisk. Wow, what a play. Scan goes down, scouts the 3rd location, sees the Hydroden and the Hydralisks out already. So great balancing out of the game on TARANACK's side. So now what we're dealing with, from the Terran's perspective, is just a ground army. From this point I would be expecting Zerglings and Lurkers. And yeah, we see some creep colonies coming down to help defend. Lurkers are well on the way. But TARANACK is moving towards that 3rd. And unfortunately, these eggs, if they were just a little offset more, these drones wouldn't have to die, this base wouldn't have to fall. These Lurkers hatch right on top of the Marines, a premature scan goes out. Yeah, didn't even need the scan, just murders those Lurkers straight up. And a Zergling counterattack ensues. What a juicy game. But on attack move, they're just going to go straight for the bunker, unless you micro them. And unfortunately, these Zerglings will be lost as well. Well, 2 survive. Get an SCV pick, but yeah, neutralized. So Zerg losing the 3rd base. I think this now tips the scales back into TARANACK's favor, into Terran. 24 to 24 workers. I would say that's good for Zerg, but without a 3rd base operating, yeah, it's pretty dire straits from here. Good solid Lurker defense. You're not breaking the natural, that's for sure. But with that scan there, TARANACK knows that. Probably just decides infrastructure and tech will be the way to go. At least that's what I would do. Yep, barracks firing off. Just grow the army, get the infrastructure, starports, yep. Looking very good. So I think if TARANACK plays this smartly, this game should be his. Man, that's a lot of Lurkers though. Hive tech coming up. Hive tech on 2 base. Alright. Now I'm scratching my head a little bit. This could end up being... I'd like to say a greater Spire scenario, but there's no Spire units, so it's... The investment into Lurker is so heavy that I'm going to rule that out. 1-1 upgrades done on the infantry. No Carapace done yet. No melee. Can't tell if there's ranged yet. Yeah, using these Marines just to scout around the map and make sure there's no extra bases. Very smart. And yeah, from here you can try to push the natural a little bit. Gotta be very careful about these Lurkers. Gets 2 immediately right off the bat. Gets 3, 4, 5 at the cost of a number of Marines, but this is very, very threatening from Terran. Still a good number of Lurkers here. You're not going to break this, that's for sure. But losing that many Lurkers nearly for free, or at the cost of just a handful of Marines, definitely favors Terran. More Marines marching out across the map. Really just committing hard to this Marine infrastructure and getting science vessels out, but struggling a little bit on the resource department, or you could look at it as spending money well, which he's definitely doing. So we have double science vessels on the way. I'm guessing Irradiate's already done. And yeah, if you just hold this position here, Zerg can't really get out. You killed everything they have in the air. You can just scan to see if they're doing something different. But you know they're going Zergling Lurker, just hold the outside of their natural, make sure they can't get out, and play a war of attrition. But here's the key. Wow, that's a lot of macro hatches. I almost didn't notice that. Here's the key right here, is once Consume's done, which it's very close to being done, this will really be unbreakable, and TARANACK is going to need some serious science vessel power. More barracks, +1 weapons on the way. There's a radiate, okay, but it's just about done. I agree with getting the vessels first, that way they have time to bank up energy. More infantry moving out. And one of the scary things about this particular death ball that Terran has is that Terran's been allowed to consolidate all of their infantry forces into one giant death ball. One of the things Zerg players typically try to do against Terran is to try to cut off reinforcements through flanking and backstabbing and try to thin out the numbers a little bit, because when Terran's in a big ball, their power grows exponentially. And here we go, a slight push out from SIRREF. Gonna burrow these lurkers here. TARANACK just backs up a little bit, starts shredding the Zerglings. And at this scale, we're at another standstill. SIRREF continues to push ahead. Ooh, that's good positioning right there. Shreds another handful of Marines. The Zerglings fall, and here are the Defilers. No Darksworn though. But we didn't even need them. The Lurkers actually did a pretty good amount of damage to this infantry. Although SIRREF lost quite a bit, there's now a large number of Zerglings fielded, still Lurkers left over. All of these are going to have Dark Swarm pretty soon. And just a quick few consumes, and if this gets to the natural, if this Zerg force gets all the way to the natural under Dark Swarm, I think the scales completely tip again. Oh, we just need a Dark Swarm. 95, 96, 96, they're so close. We just need one Dark Swarm. Beautiful. There it is. Right on cue. Alright, so the tails have now, the scales, have now skipped. Tipped. Tongue-tied. Real tongue-tied. Now TARANACK's in a lot of trouble. Once Zerg with Defiler gets into a Terran natural, yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. It's extremely tough to get out of that. But unfortunately, SIRREF decided to commit a little bit harder, try to push up the ramp, and lost a lot of the Zerg there that was to hold under the Dark Swarm here. And just one left being irradiated, killed off. TARANACK restabilizes. But there's so much Zerg just swarming across the map. And these are 0-0 Zerglings up against 2-1 Marines. And there's no ranged upgrades for Zerg either. Scan goes down. Yep. More Lurker, Defilerling. Much Lurker, Defilerling. It's just science vessels just going across the map. Yeah, we haven't seen any Scourge this game, have we? So this is a tough call because SIRREF is clearly all in. You can't be Zerg on 2 base at 18 minutes into the game and not be all in. So all of this is going to push through, and all of it's being irradiated on the way. And oh, this is really nice right here. This Lurker's getting a lot of value. Down it goes. But there's still too much infantry. And like all the key gas units have been irradiated. And TARANACK still has a standing army of infantry that's now 2-2. And the vessel cloud at 7 strong and growing. I don't know, folks. I feel like SIRREF had like a moment, like a window, but just could not get it capitalized upon. And once TARANACK restabilized there, that was probably it. Very good game from both players. Whew, we're getting through it. There's a lot to go through. Okay, folks, we got 2 games left. And I'm going to power through it because I got to go to work. I work in an hour. Let's get to these 2 games. Alright. So for this round, TARANACK is going to return as this blue Terran, or light blue? Ah, my color blindness curse strikes me again. Grayish blue. Yeah, grayish blue Terran, top right. And returns. I have to. As the magenta Zerg in the lower left. And now, I suppose, we'll see returns more macrocentric power-up style, as opposed to the more aggressive Zergs that we've seen. And we've seen that TARANACK can clearly handle himself against aggressive Zergs. So let's see a decent macro game out of this one, yeah? I'll have to wait and find out and see what happens. Okay, regular supply, regular overlord. Yep, standard barracks. Go, Overlord, go. And typical 12 hatch timing. Scout coming out for TARANACK. Let's see what else we have here. No gas taken. So, racks expand. Scouts cross paths, but they don't kiss. Here's the pool, here's the gas. SCV comes in scouts, so TARANACK has an idea of what's going to happen here. It's 2 base layer, ostensibly, as far as we can see so far. Here's our natural CC, and this drone is going to be annoying. SCV gets pulled down real quick to help deal with that. And a little bit of a micro fight here. This is going to come down to the wire. It looks like Return's going to be able to pick off this SCV, and down it goes. And now he's going to start working on this SCV. How annoying. Very well done by Return. Forcing another SCV pull. Oh, work it. Okay, the Marine comes down, that'll clean this up, no problem. Second barracks, drone dies, CC wall on the way, natural hatch finished, 4 Zerglings, and layer. Nice. Good surround. So here the NAT finishes, the SCVs get transferred, 2 barracks is done, Academy's on the way, gas is being mined, everything looks real normal, prim and proper. Nice, nice, nice. Zergling's all on the way to help cover and scout the front of the NAT. Oh, okay. Interesting. Third hatch. No gas yet, and no tech. Okay, the Academy finishes. Stim on the way, double medics in production, and this is going to look like another push out for Terran. This seems to be kind of a stylistic thing. TARANACK likes to do this. Lots of Terran players like to do this. It puts a lot of pressure on Zerg early, just before mutas come out. Sometimes it can force out some Sunkens, which puts their eco behind. It's good stuff. Okay, so it is Spire on the way. Gosh, I feel like that's so late. I'm wondering what happened. Maybe I missed it. Scan goes down here, scan goes down here. Does get the confirmation on Spire. And 2 colonies. Gonna continue walking out anyway. 2 fire bats left behind to block the ramp. Take care of these Zerglings, no problem. Ooh, loses an SCV though. Loses 2? So that's why you make the fire bats as soon as your medics are done. You move out with the rest and just leave the fire bats to deal with the run by. Engineering bay coming up, marine range on the way. And yeah, not surprised to see Terran turning around here. When you see 2 Sunkens through a scan, your job's basically been done. Okay, adding a 3rd Rax. With the 3rd Rax being added, I suspect we'll probably see the tech continue along probably in about another minute with the factory going down, and this will probably be either an SK Terran or a Hanbang or something of the sort. Hanbang, for those of you who do not know, is a particular Terran strategy move out. Hanbang means 1 strong punch in Korean, and it's a move out of like 2 groups of M&Ms, 3 tanks, and 1 science vessel. And it's around like 9 minutes.
Yes, sir.
It's very strong. Okay, mutas are now being fielded and they're out on the map. I'm a little worried for TARANACK here not having turrets at the main mineral line. Like if Return sees that, he's gonna go for it. And that's a full group of mutas. Yep. And we're gonna see it now. And turrets are now being put up, but it's a little late, so we're gonna lose some SCVs here. And lose some mining time as well. Doggo getting a treat. Yeah, you probably heard my dogs and my wife, she just woke up. Lots of turrets here at the natural. That's pretty good. Alright, so there's that factory. A little later than I was expecting, but we're fielding a lot of turrets and marines, so that's where we're spending the money. Hey, value is value, right? Get these drones mining. We got lurker tech coming along the way, +1 air attack on the spire. Hydralisks being birthed. Third base scouted with TARANACK. Wife yelling at the dog. Mutalisks continuing to comb across the map. 2, 3, 4. More barracks being added. Double starport, so it looks like an SK transition. Yeah, with just 2 turrets here, these mutas are going to make pretty short work of it. The turret count's pretty light, so if Return just dances around with these mutas, a lot of value can be found. Okay, we're now starting to see lots of Hydralisks being made. And the scans go down. Oof. Right at the right time. Beautiful. Queen's Nest for further tech transition, third base being taken. Continued movement with these mutas on the map. Yeah, it looks like TARANACK's starting to get a little itchy. This huge ball of M&M. Like, we might want to start getting on the map and taking a little bit of it back. Shredding a couple of these Mutalisks, scanning upwards to follow them. Yeah, very nice. Good movement. But Return's going to abuse that and move into the base where the Marines are not and see if we can get more damage done. Just managed to pick off, wow, 2 medics, a number of SCVs. This is pretty good. 2 more SCVs at the cost of, I think, just 1 muta. Very nice. Well executed. Ooh, even a 4th base being taken. Oh wow, scan right on the drone transfer. Well, you know what that means. Zerg's operating another base. Ooh. That's rough. Don't even get the snipe on the one. Inching forward, playing leapfrog. Still, none of the lurkers have fallen. This is looking pretty rough for TARANACK here. Where are those vessels? Here's one. Oh my gosh. Finish it. Finish off a lurker. Oh wow, there's 3 lurkers that are so low. Return has yet to lose a single lurker in this contained push. Two vessels at the ready, 2 more on the way. 4 barracks pumping. Nice, very nice irradiate on the mutas. That's a good amount of damage. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Take your mutas and just kill off the one that's split. Wow. 2 high money irradiates right there. Okay, now we're seeing dropship. Finally, we get one of those lurkers down. A couple Marines sacrificed for it. Scans the main, sees the hive. Interesting drone transfer. Okay, some here, some over here. Oh yeah, Ultra Defiler. Ultra Defiler, just to make sure. Just to make sure this game is done. So many lurkers. This has been a lurker-heavy day. Okay, so siege tanks, siege mode. Yep, Really good response to tons of lurkers. But we're so far in, I just don't know if it's going to be enough in time. Okay, loses just one more. Still a ton of lurkers here. And the siege begins to break out. Oh my gosh, if these mutas get the snipe. Oh my gosh, the mutas get the snipe on that one tank. That's going to buy return a lot more time. It's a little high ground marine. Yo, here's that drop. But, oh man. This drop had so much potential to kill so many drones, but unfortunately it's just not enough attention on it. Now we have Consume almost done, we have Chitinous Plating about 3/4 of the way done. Lurkers still holding Terran back. Yep, more vessels on the way. Rack's fully pumping out. So TARANACK doing really everything in his power. Everything that he can. And the macro's good too. The 2-base macro is pretty good. But this is just, it's such a situation where, I mean, just unfortunately return's kind of just been allowed to grow out of control. And like you can easily see that both players are playing very well, but it's just kind of the laws of the game that you, once a Zerg player just gets what they want, they're unstoppable. Scan's going down. TARANACK wants to see everything that's going on. Ultra Peak, if he saw it, it's there, but the den and the mound are both spotted, so like, okay, you got this vessel cloud, you're gonna radiate the ultras. How are your upgrades? 2-0. That's dicey. Zerg's upgrades 1-4. Oh, I don't think that's enough. Good irradiates though. Irradiates all over the place. Oh no, Mutilis on top of the vessels as well. And this just looks like an overrun right here. Yeah, like, I mean, TARANACK's doing such a great job defending too. All this crap that Return's throwing at him, but, you know, looking at the saturation and the fields here that are left, and the fields here that are left, there's not a whole lot of money left. We are trying to take a third here. And TARANACK's finally gotten some of the Mac wrested back from Return's control. I know the overlay's crooked. It's an issue with like my resolution. Like, the entire overlay is one solid static image, so I have to adjust just that. I can't adjust the individual pieces, so I made do with what I could. And yeah, here's the flood of Zerg units that's just going to continue to flood across because, well, yeah, 4.5, almost 5 bases for Return. That's 4 gases. It's Ultralist Zerg in play. Maybe a widescreen versus pillar. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But, well, lo and behold, we're basically through the cast at this point. So yeah, Zerg's just going to endlessly stream in here. TARANACK GG's. And yeah, a good game from both players. last one. This is the last one that I've got. Here we go, we're gonna jump right into it and go real fast because I got work in about 45 minutes. So, alright, in the top right here, Orange Zerg returning once again, it's SIRREF. And for the first time today, we are seeing in the purple Protoss, ZAKROM, I think that's how you pronounce it. ZAKROM? Yeah, this is the first time we're seeing this player today. I only have one replay for this guy, for this man, woman, thing, them, they, them, he, her, I don't know. And now chat's lighting up. Awesome. Okay, so Pylon Scout, Overlord, here we go for an overpool. Forge expand. Here we go, the little mini game of can you block that hatchery? Yeah, look at this micro here from ZAKROM. Very nice. I mean, you got two drones down here trying to push this away. It's very nice. Very good delay. Okay, one pairling's out. The rest, probably just drones. Ling's gonna chase the scouting worker. We'll see how long ZAKROM can keep this alive. Cannon gateway. Probe to plug the hole. Nat Nexus well on the way. Gas next. Everything looks pretty normal. Unfortunately does lose that scouting probe. So sees the gas. Does not get confirmation on the third base yet, though. Okay, 4 lings total, just on the map. Gonna go across, probably park at the front. And with the first 100 gas, do we see layer? ZAKROM with another scout comes out, very nice. If you can get this, your initial scout replaced, if you lose it too early, that's awesome. And yeah, there we go for the layer. Zergling's gonna hold the front here to watch for any move outs. Beginning to saturate here, getting the second gas. And yeah, there shouldn't really be too much of a surprise here. No early Hydralisk play, no gimmicky Zergling shenanigans. So ZAKROM should feel pretty comfortable in this scenario. Now these four lings actually return just to get this probe out of the base. Yeah, does lose it, but yeah, had to abandon from the front post here. Very interesting that you would make that trade. Trade of having information versus denying information. Somewhat characteristic, Protoss players can choose usually between getting +1 armor or +1 weapons first, and ZAKROM's chosen to get armor first. That's cool. That'll make his troops much more resilient. You know, they'll become much more robust in fights. So we have 3 base Spire, which is very, very standard right now for Zerg versus Protoss. Macro hatch is coming along the way, second gas, perhaps a 5th macro hatch here and an Evo chamber, rounded out with some Hydras, and we got a normal looking game. Templar Archives coming up. At least 1 Corsair so far. So ZAKROM going to continue with the excellent scouting advantages and just have full scouts off for like the first 7-8 minutes. That's awesome. Gateway's going down. Start powering up. Scourge already out on the map. That will not only look for Corsair, but also get a scout off of their own. Here's the Evo chamber, +1 missile starts, saturation continues. And so far, a very beautiful looking standard game. Storm on the way. These are always just +1 weapons on the way. Templars being fielded. Ooh, another macro hatch even. And range for Hydras. Second level of armor on the way. Yeah, that's gonna make your troops incredibly resilient. Okay, Stargate no longer blinking, so we did see that kind of middle ground path where you just get 1 Corsair. And it looks like one of the Scourge connected with this play. ZAKROM, with the micro skills, keeping it alive. Oh, there's 2 Corsair, I missed that. Oh, is the core spinning? Yeah, the core's spinning, but it's for Dragoon range. That's actually hard to see because the mini-map's in the way. Four Templars with Storm at the ready. More gateways, and yeah, SIRREF just spending macro power, money, fielding an army, marching across the map. That's a lot of Hydra, though. Okay, gents, I think this is going to be one of those games that comes down to storm play. Robo on the way. Yeah, it's a lot of Hydras. Lurker on the way. It's just, yeah, Overlords, Hydras. SIRREF wants to go for the throat. More cannons being morphed. ZAKROM's probably been tipped off to how many Hydras are actually coming and sitting out. Although not much vision's available. SIRREF picking a pretty good location to just camp out right outside of vision. These cannons warp in. There's a lot of Dragoons here. The Dragoons, you know, they fare pretty well against Hydras. They're not superb because in high numbers the Hydras win, but oh yeah, here they come, lurkers. speed forwards coming in too. And ZAKROM getting a little itchy himself and going to push out. Push out. The lurkers are done. Let's go push that back. And storm. That's a storm. Oh, that's a juicy. And we have ourselves yet another contained situation. Observers. Now these triggers can use the first windows down. This one can use the windows. This one. Okay, so now beyond this is just a giant line of hydras. Decent storm. Okay, if we storm, fantastic storm. Yeah, SIRREF continued to push forward with the pressure. We're investing in committing to this. And no, don't use the tempers. And the storms are good. Storms are good. ZAKROM has successfully dealt with SIRREF's army and is broken out. That's how you do with a contained baby. And now the onus is on Protoss to push across. Will these lurkers be out in time? Will there be enough here? Today. Triple lurker storm. Yeah, and just can't deal with that. Got busted, broken out. ZAKROM takes the lead, takes the advantage, takes the initiative, and pushes for the win. Alright, you guys, it's been a long time. Almost 4 hours. It's been fun. It's 15 games. But I got a bolt, so if you all have been sticking around and watching, thank you for watching. Hope you all had fun, because I had fun. And see you next time I cast. Thank you.